But anyhow, welcome to the stream, guys. Nice to see you all here tonight on this Tuesday. And the reason that we have this birthday cake in front of me is because I had my birthday a few days ago and turned 51. And I just wanted to show off this lovely present and just give a warm thank you to the Wurm team. So let's just backtrack a little bit. So, a week ago on Tuesday, we did Wurm Roulette. We went to a random location and we happened to find an abandoned deed that had some crates full of sandstone shards and iron lumps. And the quality was pretty low, but there was like hundreds of them. And I thought to myself, that's it. I'm coming back to this spot. I'm going to come here, going to grab all of those hundreds of, even though they're low quality, I can still use them for crafting. So the next day on Wednesday, I came and I actually, with the thing I did was I put my caravel so I built a ship transporter in that location, and I transported my caravel, which is the largest ship in Wurm. I transported that all the way over to that deed. So that I would be able to stuff it full as I could, because otherwise I would have had to do many trips with the wagon back and forth to the shore. And so I was there in the middle of raiding this abandoned deed on Wednesday, and then, or was it Thursday? Well, I was doing it on Wednesday, but I think because it took me several days to actually do it, and it could have been actually Thursday. But then suddenly, as I was going down one of the roads, Retro, the community manager of Wurm, was just standing there in the road, and I was like, what the hell? You caught me red-handed. Well, of course, you're allowed to raid abandoned deeds. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But still, it felt a little bit, of course, embarrassing that here's cats like raiding abandoned deed. But anyhow, you know what, guys? Well, before we go on to that, so anyhow, Retro stopped me and he had a present for me, and so he presented me with this lovely cake, and it actually has a description as well, and it says, "Fantastic birthday cake for Malena, and it will not decay. It cannot be eaten, and it will stay forever and ever and ever and ever." And that was a very nice, because obviously, like food, usually in Wurm, it will decay quite quickly. So it was a very nice little present, and it was, Retro explained it was his thanks on behalf of the Wurm team for all of the stuff that I do for Wurm, which is, I'm just a fan of the game, but I, of course, do a lot of Wurm videos and do these streams, so it was their way of thanking me for that. So thank you, Retro and the rest of the Wurm team, for this lovely present. Now, back onto the topic of me raiding that abandoned deed. So, in last Tuesday's stream, we, people were sort of like laughing at me that, oh, Cats, you need help for all this garbage that you collect, and both me and Chabney, we tend to go and raid these abandoned deeds and just collect everything, even the low quality stuff. It's hard to leave it behind. And actually, so that's what we saw on last Tuesday's stream, just these low quality sandstone shards and iron lumps. But guys, let me show you what actually was there when I dug in a little bit deeper, because that spot that we saw last Tuesday, that was just one part of the many, many locations that had tons and tons of BSBs, crates, and it actually took me 3 days to haul all of that stuff out of there. And so I'm just going to show you guys what I got, and then you'll see it was totally worth it. We're going to go down to my warehouse quickly, and now I'll just catch up with what you guys are saying. So hello, Du Jensen, Just Filio, Stoic Outrider, Dragonfire 21, Sepaku. What else? Who else do we have here? And all the folks in the chat who are sort of just lurking there in the background. Welcome everyone. Nice to see you all. And I'm sorry if I missed somebody there that spoke up. I hope you're all having a great start to your week. And as I was telling Felia was asking me in the chat before the stream started how I'm doing, and so me and my son, we just started going to the gym about a week ago, and so today, you know, it was a choice. Do we go to the gym or do I do my Wurm Roulette Tuesday? And of course I'm gonna do my Wurm Roulette Tuesday. There is no way I'm missing out on this, right? So for those of you who are new to my stream and don't know what the heck Wurm Roulette Tuesday is, it's basically a thing where every Tuesday I choose a random location to go and adventure to here in Wurm Online, which is a Sandbox MMO. And we will shortly be choosing that location where we're gonna, what the destination for today. But let's just quickly show you guys the loot that I got from that abandoned deed last week. So let's just see, what do we have here? What do we have here? And let me just open that as well. And also this one here. So, this has partially some of my old stuff, but the new stuff that I did get from that abandoned deed was all of the gold lumps that you see. So you see 836 gold lumps, 3,128 gold lumps, electrum lumps, 356 electrum lumps in that. These are like assorted by quality. Electrum lumps, a bit higher quality ones over here. Iron lumps, where are the huge steel lumps? 55. Iron lumps, where are you? Just huge amounts. 301 iron lumps in that quality. 352 iron lumps. Zinc lumps, there's tons and tons of zinc. So 847 lumps of zinc in those. Basically, I would say that in all of these, anything where you see iron lumps, gold lumps, lead lumps, zinc, and electrum. I didn't have any electrum before. That was my first time getting electrum, actually. I'm not sure how the person got 356 electrum, but whether they had like are there actual like electrum veins? I'm not sure. And also some of the copper, brass, and bronze. Certainly all the steel. I didn't have steel in any of these boxes before, so there was certainly some steel as well. Oh my gosh, iron lumps, 5,944, guys. Zinc lumps, I mean, this is the lowest quality section. Well, not lowest, but 30 to 40 quality. So you can see like thousands. Oh, gold lumps, 3,128. Thousands upon thousands of lumps, guys, I got from that abandoned deed. So yeah, it was absolutely worth going back there and just investigating a little bit more. Hello, Nymph, and oh, your daughter, hello. Your daughter is not using your account, so it's Demeron. Hello, Demeron. So how are you doing? Are you feeling better now, Demeron? Because I remember when your daughter was sort of watching the stream on your behalf and sending messages forward. I'm assuming you are feeling better now. And hello, Vergent. And let me just catch up with you. I'm going to catch up with the chat, but before we do that, we'll start a good proper chat as soon as we depart. So let me just choose the location. So where shall we go and explore today? Where is my map? My map is over here. There we go. Oh, damn. The display capture. let me see if I can get the display capture working. Is it working? It is working, yes. Good. That's right, it is working because I restarted the stream, so that's how I got it to work. So, yes, again, guys, these are the, of course, most of you are Wurmians here, and most of you are old folks who've been on my streams before, and you know all about this. But in case there is somebody new here in the stream who doesn't know what this is about, these are the PvE servers of Wurm Online, which is a sandbox MMO, and all of these blue areas you see on these maps of each of these servers are areas we have been exploring in the past Tuesdays. We've been doing this for several months now. Every Tuesday we go and explore a new spot, and what chooses the spot is by my pressing this button, and it will randomly place a marker somewhere. And where I live is here in this pink area on that little island, and we're just going to go ahead and press this pick destination button and see where the marker lands today. Obviously, we're not going to go to any of the blue areas. We're not going to go to any of the middle of the water. It would be really nice if it landed either on Release or Independence this time, as we have not explored either of those yet. So 3, 2, 1, and pick destination. And Independence, yay! And this is on like a bit of land. You know, I would have normally said, well, it's so close to the water, but actually that's inland, and it is on the land here, so we are absolutely going to go there. Absolutely, it is the first time going to Independence during these Wurm Roulettes. I'm not going to pass up that opportunity with the marker, so I'm just going to take a screenshot of that, and we're going to just throw it here into Photoshop quickly. And we'll just put that up on the screen. Hold on. How did it? I did a print screen. Let's try that again. Print screen. Hopefully it went this time. There we go. For some reason the marker didn't take last time. Weird. Very weird. Independence. And good. Then we'll just save that in our little file over here. And it updated, I can see on the screen. Good. Just gonna save that, and let me just mark that also in the game quickly. So Independence, and we'll just zoom in a little bit, and I do believe it's that little spot right there. Yes. Okay, we're gonna put an annotation there. Add annotation. Good. So I think the best course of action here would be to actually sail south over the server border straight into Indy and come in our ship over to this spot. So that's what we'll do. And I'll just shut Photoshop. We don't need that anymore. And we will just go and grab a horse and also grab a boat and be on our way. Oh, you know what I need to grab before we actually go is some cotton. I don't think I have cotton in my ship this time. And as soon as we set sail, I'll catch up with the chat, guys. I'm sorry. Because we have nothing better to do while we're sailing anyhow, so that's just the perfect opportunity to have a good chat with you guys. So that's what I just want to rush quickly with getting this stuff taken care of, and then we can set sail. So let's just take 20 cotton and be on our way, and maybe we'll just grab this horse actually. Was this my worm exploration? No, that's a different horse. Yeah, I think we'll just grab a horse that we have not actually branded, since we are going over to Indy. Let me see. Let's go get one of the ebony black horses. And hello there, Dark Creon. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. I don't think I've seen your name here before. Is this your first time on my stream? Hello, hello, Geiger. Nice to see you back again. And sup, Du Jensen. At first I was thinking to myself, what's up, DJ? And then I understood that was Du Jensen, of course. And how is the wind, asks Vergent. I haven't looked, but I think that is the way that we're gonna... It's probably the best way to go over there. Let's just grab... Where is actually my... Oh, my halter rep is there. Oh, because this was a different... There. I think that's the correct palette. Okay, good. And we'll just grab any of these horses that are not branded and go down, and we'll go on the caravel, I think. No, not caravel, but the Nar. Hello there, Jörg. Welcome to the stream. And so, Dark Croon and Jörg, I haven't seen you guys here before. Are you also Wurm players? Or how did you find yourself here on my stream? We are here in Wurm Online, which is a Sandbox MMO. My favorite MMO by far for the last 6 years. And we're going to go on an exploration, on a huge adventure. And I'm going to catch up with you with what you guys are talking about any second here. Where is my creature cage, by the way? Did I leave my creature cage over in the other ship? I think I might have done. So we're just going to have to sail around. Let me see if... No, it's not here. Okay, we'll go and fetch one of them so we can put the horse in. And Jörg, first time seeing this game, you play Atlas, and this came up on recommended. I see. Well, welcome, Jörg. On my channel, I am usually playing Sandbox MMOs. And since Atlas is very much... Do I remember correctly that Atlas is this kind of... it's very much about like sailing boats, and then there's like a whole bunch of different little islands you can go and visit? No audio. Dark Creon says no audio, but you guys can hear me, right? Well, of course you can, because Jörg was able to respond to me. So, let's see. Yeah, that's weird. So sound is fine. Okay, and Sipaku, you naughty. Trying to muddle old Katz's brain like that. So naughty. So I think my creature cages, so for those who don't know, a creature cage is a cage that you can put an animal in when you need to go and sail to another server. So that so my horse is actually following here behind. But if I go and cross the server border, the horse would be left at the server border, and we're going to be sailing over the server to Independence. So is it in here? Where are my creature cages, guys? Are they over here in this boat? So they weren't in the caravel. Goodness gracious. Cats, you should have prepared beforehand. Oh my goodness, where are my creature cages? This is going to be a problem if we don't have cages. I'm so mystified now. What the heck? I mean, they couldn't have just decayed on me suddenly, right? Let's just double check again. No, there's definitely no creature cages here. Well, I mean, we can always just grab a wild horse as well, I suppose. And just double check and make sure they're not in here. No. Huh. Very, very mysterious, guys. What the heck is going on? Not here. I'm so mystified now. Am I just blind? And they're like, oh, there they are? So how was I not able to see those before? Thank goodness we found them. Good grief, cats. They're right there. Thank goodness. Okay, and then we'll just moor that quickly. Ugh, I can't see a thing. We're gonna have to move this this caravel out of the way. We'll just park it over here. And you know, guys, I kept on complaining about the furling and unfurling of the sails in my past 2 weeks, so that's like a new feature of Wurm Online. For those who don't know, the sails will, oh gosh. But Retro kind of like explained on Drongo's stream how that works. And I'm slowly starting to understand. I just am not sure if I still agree with how they have implemented that. But basically, what you need to do is you have to decide the speed that you want to be sailing at when you arrive in your harbor, and then you only maneuver with left and right to get the boat into the right spot and just let it go forward on its own speed. But that's so inconsistent with the way that all the other movement works in the game that I'm not sure having that kind of inconsistent system is the best. Okay, now plot course, independence, and then we're going to raise the anchor and we'll be off to independence then. There we go. And I'll just round around this island here. So for those who are new to my stream, in Wurm Online you can own land, and this entire island is mine. So you can reserve a plot of land for yourself, as small or as large as you like. Granted, as long as it's not overlapping with anyone else's land, right? Okay, now finally I get to catch up with what you guys were saying. So I'm just gonna scroll all the way back here, and Dragon's Fire, great choice for Wurm instead of Jim. And Filio, well chosen, you did both Jim and Yo. Good for you, Filio. And oh, there's a rift today, says Sipaku, and you were asking Du Jensen if he's going to be doing that. And Filio, you got to do something with yourself. Gained 25 kilograms from the days you were still fighting. Oh my gosh, yeah. And the age, with age, the pounds come on as well, don't they? And then we women have whatchamacallit, menopause to deal with as well, which also makes you gain weight. And Sipako, you were saying, lol, Katsu, you are relentless. Problem is, once you load it, you'll be able to unload from the transporter. Oh, well, what I did, so basically, yeah, all of those lumps were not a problem with the caravel, as far as the caravel being overloaded. So Sipako was talking about when I was raiding the abandoned deed. So for those who don't know anything about Wurm, when players have owned land and then they abandon that land, anything they leave behind is just up for the taking. So very much like in Ultima Online, we would have these in danger of collapsing houses in Ultima Online, and then everyone would, raid all the stuff that was left behind. It's the same thing in Wurm, really, but slightly different, sort of at a different pace. And I had been raiding an abandoned deed last week, an abandoned plot. And Sipako, yeah, that was a problem, of course. That would have been a problem with the shards. So the sand shards were too heavy for me to take them with the caravel. However, all of those lumps were light enough. I was able to take all of the lumps in the caravel, doing it that way. And then I just fetched with my wagon. I fetched the shards after that because they were way too heavy. Yeah, Dew Johnson, about the birthday cake. So I actually asked Retro whether or not it will, what will happen if I eat it by mistake. And then he asked me, do you want me to make it so that it can't be eaten? And I said, yes, please. So it does not have the option to be eaten. And oh, so electrum is metallurgy. Silver plus gold, says Sipaku. Oh, right. So it's not like a metal that you can find veins of. I see. Well, my metallurgy sucks, so that was a lucky find, regardless. So Nymph, you're alive but congestive heart failure, so working on getting better. Oh my gosh, Nymph, I'm so sorry you've had to be dealing with such serious issues with your health. Good grief. But I'm glad you're still with us and that you're working on getting better. But man, when you get to this age, I have like friends around me who are starting to have all kinds of very serious issues, and it really sort of, when you get to this age, you really do start to realize that, life can't just be taken for granted, that's for sure. Sipaku, you missed the pink nipples on the map. Oh my gosh, I had to change them. I can't remember if it was you who said that they're like pink nipples. So what Sipaku meant was these blue dots, they used to be pink, and then somebody was saying that they look like nipples, so I actually changed them to be blue. I'm not sure if that was Sipaku, could have been. Oh yes, and the wind direction Vergent was asking about. Let's have a look. Weather. A strong wind is coming from the east. Okay, that does not impact our travel too badly, thankfully. So that's just absolutely fine. So for those who don't know what we're doing right now, we've just departed my island right here. We're heading directly south. We will be crossing the server border and we will be arriving on Independence, around this spot on the top of Independence, which is perfect because then we can just sail on over to this inlet or bay or whatever you want to call that. And Sipaku, you were saying that Dark Creon is Fearl's viewer. He is on celebration at the Turtle Cult Deed. Aha. And Vergent found a couple hundred more marble bricks. Nice. Oh, and we should probably amp up the volume of Wurm actually. Let me just see here. Just a little bit. There we go. There's some nice wavy sounds or watery sounds. You got your audio in now, Dark Creon? Nice. Good, good. And Sipako, am I getting used to the new sales system? Well, partially, yeah. So now that I understand that you have to sort of like decide, okay, what is the pace at which I want to maneuver my boat at when I am arriving into the harbor, and then just, you know, pressing left and right after that, that totally made me understand it on a whole, like in a whole different way. Cake that cannot be eaten is torture. Oh, your birthday's next week, Vergent. Well, a happy birthday to you beforehand. Oh, that was you. That was you, Sipako, that saw them as nipples. Okay, I should have guessed. I should have guessed. Maybe the rest were giggling in silence. It could be. Yeah, and you were right, though. They did look that way, didn't they? So what ruins sailing for you now is the fact that we have reverse. It makes sense, but is kind of unrealistic. Reverse? Do we? How do you mean reverse? I mean, I remember before you could at least, you could go backwards a little bit with your boat, as long as the wind wasn't pushing too hard against you. Like if you're, you can reverse with the boat now, can you? But couldn't you do that a little bit before as well? I certainly remember reversing a little bit. You could do it slightly before. But that was only in the case that you were going sort of against the wind, that you could like if you were going with the wind, you could not have really reversed. Hello, Johnny8. Welcome to the stream. The arrow pointing left is the reverse gear. Oh, I see, I see. So this thing, okay, I didn't actually understand that that was one more stage. I was kind of wondering what the heck that arrow was. I see. Thank you for the follow, Dark Creon. Ah. So you can have it sort of like that. It's, let me just test that out. I want to see how this thing works now. So now we're still going forward. And now if we start to go in reverse, oh, that is weird. That is weird. I have to admit, it feels mechanical, doesn't it? It doesn't feel natural. But I guess, I don't know what to feel about that. Strange. Huh. Learn something every day. What would I do without you guys? Hello, Madnath. Nice to see you back. New reverses. Pooh. So you guys are not a fan of that, eh? Oh, and you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to do my my Nightbot thingamajig, just like usual. Every single time. Every single time I forget. Good grief. We need our Nightbot, our Wurm messages from Nightbot. And seeing Madnath's name reminded me of that. There we go. Good. And So Virgant is saying, actually, in real life, sailing ships could always sail backwards, not very well and not always intentionally. Wind directions affected, it says Johnny 8. And Geiger, yeah, tell me about it. You're 51 yourself and more or less a stay-at-home kind of person and don't work and on SSI and SSA and a gamer. And the last year you were diagnosed with diabetes type 2 and you have very low B12 and diagnosed possibly with Parkinson's disease. And your weight is 260 and you have a big belly with man boobs, not a pretty sight. Yeah, I mean, it's weird, Geiger. Like after, for me at least, everything was fine until I turned 40. And then after that, everything, you know, it's just like my body has gradually started to shut down after that. Diabetes type 2, that was the one that can be actually fixed, can't it? Wasn't it that diabetes type 1 was the one that comes from childhood? But diabetes type 2 can still be fixed with the right diet and everything, right? So, you know, maybe there's hope yet to change, make some big changes and reverse all that. Sipaku, beep, beep, beep to reverse. Vergent, and what would I do without you guys? Probably enjoy the game without wondering what sarcastic comment could come up. Yeah, I have a thick skin. Most of the time, at least. You know how sometimes you have these sort of like, you have these strong days, like emotionally, that you really don't care at all, like what anyone would say, and then you have your more fragile days. But usually when I'm streaming, I am doing that on my sort of strong days, so I don't really care. And hello, Finzia, nice to see you. Wurm introduced reverse gear for boats. Next, rocks roll uphill. Yeah, it's weird. Oh, Vergent, yeah, I was thinking about that the other day, actually. How, you know, I was thinking about carts going down, how come we don't have this sort of like weight mechanics to carts that if they're not attached to horses, they would start to roll down the hills, but you would have to lock them in place if you didn't want them to roll down hills. Because I was thinking to myself how fun it would be to actually make like a roller coaster in Wurm using a cart. Just these crazy ideas in my head. But I know we would get so much backlash if carts were made to roll down hills unless you locked them. Yeah, I don't think it would ever happen. Nymph, when you turn 40, your warranty runs out. Yes, that's what it feels like a lot of times. Hello, DeskJet. Nice to see you. Nice to see you back. How are you doing today? Sipaku. Don't be fooled by her voice. This one is a ruthless, looting rascal. Well, Sipaku, I won't deny it. I won't deny it. You're absolutely right. I am, and it's so delicious. Dark Creon believes that. And Sipaku asks, do I have a demigod priest? So, this like whole priest change thing. So my priest is a Nahayo priest, and from what I understood from the conversation, this was one of the religions that's going away, right? So what does a Nahayo priest revert to? What is its like base religion that it automatically reverts to? Okie dokie. I hate it, guys. I hate how it always dunks you in the water, like visually like this, even though it's not actually dunking you. I'm sure that has been a source of much confusion for a lot of players. Okay, we are here on Independence, guys. We are here on Indie for the first time for our Wurm Roulette. So nice. And I'm just really excited to do this because I've been hoping for the longest time that we would end up on Indie one of these times. And looking around at the scenery, it's pretty clear that this thing is this mountain right here. And the islands we see over there are probably these ones over here. And that thing is probably this group of mountains over here, this kind of uneven pile of mountains. And it looks like this opening to the water where we have to go through right next to the mountain is right handily there. So this turned out really, really handy. So we're just going to sail on in and probably we'll try and get the angle. Once we get through that little sharp point there, we'll try and get the angle to a slight southeast direction. But yeah, let's take in the beautiful scenery of Independence. You know, Indy, I remember the first time arriving to Independence and just being awed by the mountains and the landscapes. They were just so much more epic than what I had been used to, what I was used to seeing on Celebration. This was way before Xanadu even existed, that I live on now. So Vergent is saying, oh, hold on, let me just go back a bit. Hello, JCast, nice to see you. Welcome to the stream. Nice to see you back. And Madnath says, seems like carts going down hills would be a hell to code in Wurm given the Rolf spaghetti base. And Dark Creon, that'd be hilarious. Oh, like a roller coaster thing. And Vergent, the road from Freedom Market to Freedom Harbor or Docks. Keep getting those mixed up would be a great cart run. And Sipako, you're saying I'll have to choose a baseline god. Yes, my choice. So I can choose out of any of the player gods, can I? Vergent is saying, think Nahyo is a faux sub. And will be switched to mag. But you have a faith transfer. Yes. Huh. Oh, all demigods use a mag statuette. And Vergent, you haven't seen Indy for like 5 minutes. Yeah, so Vergent, you live here in Northern Independence, don't you? And Finzia, in 11 days, you will be 52, and you will let us know what to look forward to in a year's time. Oh my gosh, I can just imagine that each year after 40, it just gets worse and worse. And Vergent, you remember the time that you found out a friend of yours was almost 2 years older than you, and you turned to her and you said, 2 years? Is that what 2 years is going to do to me? Everyone was surprised that you made it out of that Bible study alive. Well, I can imagine. That was pretty, shall we say, direct. Unless she took it as a compliment. So Madnath, Lib, Fo, Mag, or Vin are my choices. So the original reason I took a priest was mainly to cure the ailments of my horses, but that was way, way back when I was just getting started with getting the rare colors. These days, the curing the horse's bad traits has very little relevance to me anymore. I think the main thing that is interesting to me is the ability to do the mind tiles. I forget the name of the spell now, but the one where you can fill in like a mind tile. Strong wall, that's what it was called, possibly. And wasn't it so the strong wall, oh gosh, I can't remember anymore. That's a pretty good one. And then I've also been blessing the transmutation liquids, but I'm assuming that any priest can bless transmutation liquids, right? That the only thing that is sort of like a unique thing is the strong wall. That's something that not all priests have, right? And look at how beautiful it is here on Indie, guys. I used to live here many years ago, and I have to say, if there is ever a server that I kind of miss sometimes, it's Indie. Somehow the landscapes of Independence are they're just really, really nice. I don't know what it is, and it's not like the mountains themselves are particularly like natural looking either. I don't know what it is, but it is very, very pretty on Indie. So Vergent, you live in central and eastern Indie. Oh, that's right, where Coffee is Life and those guys were starting out. That's right, that's right. Haven't seen those guys around for the longest time, by the way. So Sepako says, yeah, strong wall. So you need to be mag for that at the moment, but need to wait for a rebalance announcement. Don't expect others to get it though. Any priest can bless, and wait until we see a full patch notes before you make your decision. Yeah, I will absolutely wait for sure. And Vergent confirms the strong wall is mag. Libella had it, but think it was taken away due to the demigod changes. I see. Would be interesting to see what changes are being made to core deities. Sibaku, the moment that Madnath is the voice of reason. And Sipaku says, all priests have Strongwall on Epic and Chaos on Freedom, just mag. And on Freedom, just mag. I see, I see. And Vergent, haven't seen Coffee or his friend for a long time. And you hope you didn't chase them away. Their deeds expired and you took a Hoda statue to remember them by. Geiger, everything was fine for you until you hit age 51. Then everything went downhill with diabetes, and it caused by your lifestyle of a stay-at-home person, since you don't work and have and thus don't have an active lifestyle, and from years of drinking soda pops and all kinds of gaming habits and not eating right after the age of 40. Yeah, I hear you, Geiger. I certainly have some similar things there. I was completely addicted to Pepsi Max, which of course is it's using sweetener, not sugar. But you know, I started to have some real bad health issues from that, so I decided to give up sodas completely about maybe half a year ago, and I haven't touched them. The only sodas I touch these days is like ginger beer once in a while, but that's just like a rare treat. But before, I used to drink like Pepsi Max daily, like a huge ass bottle of Pepsi Max every day, and I started to have issues with headaches and also infections with my bladder. And when I looked that up, apparently not only the carbonation, but also sweeteners and also caffeine, all three of these things can cause the bladder to be irritated. And about a week after quitting Pepsi Max cold turkey, I haven't had issues since. I have once in a while dipped into just trying Pepsi Max again, and I got those issues back immediately. So I just realized that no, I can't drink Pepsi Max anymore. I mean, we of course know that sweeteners are just those sweeteners like aspartame and all of those, they're just the worst thing ever for our bodies. And so I'm glad that Mother Nature kind of forced me to get off of them. And it's really bad with if I succumb to taking some Pepsi Max, drinking some Pepsi Max, I'll have like a headache for 3 days until I get over it, until I'm back to normal again. So yeah, it's got to be pretty nasty stuff. And about this gym thing, like I haven't had any exercise for a couple of years now, and so we decided with my son to start going to the gym. And you know, even if it's nothing more than just walking on the treadmill, I'm gonna do that several times a week. It's better than nothing because I also work at home, Geiger. Or shall I say that I'm at home all day and don't move around much because I'm here. You know, my work is on my computer and the streaming is on the computer and everything is on the computer. So, you know, I totally understand your situation for sure. Well, dark Creon, like Pepsi Max doesn't have sugar though. It's only like sweeteners. So I'm not sure. Was it aspartame that Pepsi Max has? Let me just actually check which one it has. Aspartame is probably the worst of all of them, isn't it? What sweetener does Pepsi Max use? The ingredient acesulfame potassium is combined with aspartame to provide the beverage's sweetness, whereas some other diet colas are sweetened by aspartame alone. I see. Yeah. Yeah, but it's nasty stuff for sure. And Vergent, you've quick Mountain Dew 3 times this month already. Hello, Photons. Nice to see you back. And that's very true. Photons, you were saying, you think we'd probably all be surprised at how many of the things we eat, drink each day are not good for us, but the companies don't care. Yeah. And Vergant, aspartame gives you headaches gives you a major headache even in small quantities. Yeah, well, that seems to be the case for me. I certainly can't be drinking like those diet sodas anymore, that's for sure. So Nymph, instead of using sweeteners, you drink things with sugar, but you just try to limit them, and your diabetes stays well. But sweeteners... Sorry, I didn't understand that last bit there. And Vergan says you really don't want to look up the origin of aspartame. And Vergan says when you first came to Indy, was freedom then? You lived in the valley between the mountains to your west. To my west. Oh, I see. So in this area, this valley over here? Nice. And I haven't been actually focusing now on where we are going. So let me just have a look at that map. So we're supposed to find this little thin bit between the two bodies of water. I'm assuming it is probably then... I'm assuming it's this area over here, isn't it? Yeah, it's these little... It's probably this area right here. So, you know, I mean, this was a super easy place to go and visit. Or to discover, but that's fine. What we'll do is we'll just go and we'll do some exploring. There's something so epic about these Independence mountains, and I don't know what it is, but there's somehow the shape of them is, I've always liked that, even though they don't look realistic at all. There's just very something, I don't know. And is that island actually up for grabs? Let's just go and check. So this looks like it's been a man-made island, so somebody has probably dumped a whole bunch of dirt here or else used one of those wands. I don't think it's a wand one though, because it's all flattened. This looks more like it was either dirt was, yeah, it's too far from the shore for somebody to have made one of those like dirt bridges. So I think they've just like dumped dirt here. And let me just double check and I'll let you guys know whether this is up for grabs. So I do believe this is just free. This is just free land. It's kind of confusing sometimes, guys. Like sometimes you see the lands of Wurm, and sometimes you just see like a patch of brown dirt good for growing crops on. And I don't really understand what is the thing that makes it that you'll get that message about you see the lands of Wurm. Why don't you always see that message? Does anyone know? And let me just also, let's check what somebody's left behind here. Some herbs. So yeah, if anyone wants an island, go for it. Here you have a free island for the taking. Of course, you're not going to have any mining veins, but here's a whole bunch of mountain just ready to be mined. It looks like there's some mines here, mine openings right over there. So yeah, if I would have been a new player and I would have found this island, I would have been like, mine. That is mine. I'm taking it. I would have been super excited to find that. So I'm really surprised actually that that's free. Somebody has a... Should we go and explore? Let's go see what this thing is all about. This looks like somebody has carved this spot into a mountain. And they have a deed up there. It could be abandoned deed as well. Who knows? But I'm interested to go see that. And sweeteners mess you up as well, Nymph. Sipaku. All the indie mountains look like emo doing a shui to you. And Dragon Fang. Oh yes, Dragon Fang of course is the super sharp one. I do believe it's right there behind that mountain. It's far off in the distance. Oh dear, somebody's wagon is in the water. So I'm assuming that the access to this place is probably from down here. Let's see. Okay. And, as usual, we're going to have to get this horsey saddled. And since we're going to be spending some time here on Indy, it's totally... Just let me make sure there's no monsters around, not seeing anything. So it seems like that on Independence there's... I mean, it is surprisingly empty of... it's surprisingly empty of mobs actually. And thank you so much for the follow, Psychosis 101. Welcome to the stream. Like, I remember when Coffee is Life and those guys were starting out on this server, and Coffee was saying that they haven't been able to find any horses, and I was like, what? But I'm really seeing a difference in the amount of mobs that spawn on Independence compared to other servers, actually. I mean, we just see there's a scorpion over there, a couple of bears, but that's it. Quite interesting. But it's good that the servers have differences. Absolutely a good thing. Just to keep things interesting. So, we are going to tame the horse as usual. Let's just take away our, take off our weapon there for a moment. So we don't hurt the horse when we try and tame it. What did I need to do? Oh yes, that's right. And why do I have some salt in my backpack? Oh, that was an easy tame. And then we'll put some equipment on the horse. Bridle. A saddle. And by the way, guys, in last week's stream, I was saying that I had lost my one horse on the edge of Xanadu, and I actually remembered that you can use the, you know, the search for, it was a branded one, so I did actually find that horse by using that option in the, to search for your horse, and I was able to get, like, my good horseshoes and my good saddle and my good bridle back. So, so that was good. I picked them up on the way home from raiding that that deed. Good. We are all good to go with this horsey. Now, let me just get rid of this salt, because I don't want to be lugging around a whole bunch of salt for nothing. Not that it hardly weighs anything, but still. Still, I have no interest in taking that with me, and the grass as well, no reason to take that with me either. And then I think that's about it. Let's go see what's at the top of this this spot up here. We'll see if the door is open. I mean, I'm assuming there's some kind of door or gate or something. Might be locked though, but we'll go and have a look. Oh, I should get my my sword equipped again. Good. So this looks very much lived in. So this person's, they have a little spot for their boats down here below. Little underground harbor. Looks very cute. Oh, and that looks really cool, actually. You know what this reminds me of? They've taken one of these stone statues, and they've dyed it this kind of like a turquoisey greenish color. And you know what it reminds me of? It looks like, you know how copper will turn greenish due to, you know, the effects of air and water and so forth. Or I'm not sure. I think it's the exposure to air, isn't it? I'm not sure. But anyhow, you know how copper turns green over time? So that's what it reminds me of. That's kind of a cool effect, actually. I'm not sure if that's what the person was intending, but that's sort of giving me an idea that I want to, like, dye some of my statues green. So there seems to be a ramp going up. This might lead to the deed. We'll soon see. Dead spider in there. And we could also just amp up the volume a little bit of Wurm, since we're not in the water anymore, because the water just, it makes so much noise. Oh, there's a little bug. Yeah, I have a pretty stop. By the way, I wonder if I remember to take any signs with me. Oh well. I might actually have tools to build a sign just from scratch if need be. So for those who've never been to my Wurm Roulette Tuesdays, what we do is we try and find the destination that we're looking for, and then I will plant a sign saying that Malena was here. Malena/Kats was here. So, let's have a look here and see if there's a way to get up. Oh, that's going upwards at least. And Vergent, try the difference between checking on grass and dirt. I did actually try 2 different tiles, and they just described the tile type. They didn't. Neither of them gave that worm message. It was quite weird. Okay, that was a dead end. Huh. This looks like it's going to be kind of a maze to get up there. Now, of course, we could peek through. That's what we'll do. I'll peek through the geometry of the rock, actually, just to see where I should be going. I'm going to get off my horse. Or is this actually deeded land? You see dark dungeons? No. So, we've done this before, and we'll do it again. You can peek through the mines if you have the high quality mine settings in your worm settings. We just need to find, no, that was just the horse. We just need to find the right spot. So what I'm trying to do is get my get the character's head going through one of these little spots in the rock. There we go. So this will let us know what direction I should be going to try and get to the top of the deed. If I'm able to see like any mines. So there's some kind of passageway going up there at least. Now what about on the other side? Or is this all... Okay, that's all been... Unfortunately, that has the reinforcements, so I won't be able to look through that wall because it's flat. I just need this little bit of like... Okay, that wasn't able to see through there. So at least there's some kind of tunnel on this side. Let me just see what direction this is. Towards the east, is it? Towards the east, there's some kind of passage. So let's see if we can find our way there somehow. I'm probably going to get completely lost in these mines. Okay, hold on. Ugh. Nothing. Let me just double check. This feels weird. Because I wanted to also see whether there was just like a mine that had, possibly like a mine opening that had just, you know, collapsed. But seeing as these are not reinforced, there probably is like an opening here that is collapsed. Hello, Nasiwa. Thank you so much for the 200-bit cheer. How are you doing today? Oh, hold on. Look. Oh, so it's from the left. So that reinforced spot is supposed to continue up to the left, is it? But then I don't see how it goes upwards. We're trying to get, for those who are just arriving to the stream, we are very close to our destination spot that you can see on the map there. Yeah, this is probably collapsed, this mine. Okay, cave wall. And you see, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it's worth me mining that to try and get through. I almost feel like... Huh. It doesn't seem to be going upwards, though. That's why, like, if I would have seen that that tunnel is clearly going upwards, then I probably would have tried to mine through and try and get to the top of the deed. But we didn't see, we only saw it go up a little bit, and then it just evened off a bit. So I'm not quite sure. Oh, there's a little bear in here as well. Where does this go? Maybe... I wonder if this is the same tunnel. This is probably that same tunnel that it... And it's probably just caved in, hasn't it? Oh, there's a tunnel up there. Hold on. Huh. Yeah. So that probably goes all the way up to the deed, doesn't it? But I'm not sure if it's worth starting to try and like figure out that tunnel just to go in. I mean, oh, where does this go? Hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on, this looks promising. This, oh, we got up here. We got up here, guys. Oh my gosh, so is this still deeded? The grass is wild and seems to like it here. You see a patch of grass. Also, these tiles don't say, so this is an abandoned deed as well. I'm not seeing this as being, yeah, you see a part of the Lands of Wurm. So it gives that part of the Lands of Wurm when you double click the marble, these road blocks, but what about the grass? The grass, it doesn't. So is this abandoned then? What a beautiful view up here, guys. I mean, what a beautiful place this would be to claim for a newbie. Look at that view. My goodness, let me just actually turn off the UI. I love how the mountain is there on the left, and it's sort of like, you feel sort of nestled in this little, what would you call this cutout area? What a view that is. Just, can you just imagine? What a gorgeous, gorgeous view. My goodness. And there's that man-made square that we were looking at, that island. Oh my gosh. So, what do we have here in this deed? Lead, a few lead lumps, a few iron lumps. Is there anything of value up here? A little bit of food. So another spot, if somebody is looking for a place to live. Not much anything here. Not much anything. So what about if we go up that ramp? Let's see what's up here. What a beautiful place. My goodness. I mean, if there is a newbie out there wanting to start Wurm, this is just a gorgeous spot to take over. It has a big old mine, lots and lots of resources, beautiful view, flattened out areas. Because it's hard for like new players to flatten out areas. We have some money even in here. Now talk about treasure, my goodness. And is this really like free land? You see a patch of grass. The grass is wild and seems to like it here. Yeah. So just not very much money, of course. 1 supreme copper. We're definitely gonna like just grab this stuff. Let's see. Money, 1 copper, supreme copper. 10 supreme copper there. And then of course all of these gems we're gonna grab. I'm gonna leave the goblin skulls behind. Source crystals we'll take. I'm glad I emptied out that backpack at the... Remember when I emptied out my backpack at the ship, guys? It's a good thing that I did, because this was like the perfect situation where I actually needed that space, right? Let's see. Can we, let's just empty out this small bucket and see if I can put those gems inside. Yeah, we were able to take everything with us. Amazing. Well, well, well. Interesting. But yeah, this is a gorgeous spot. If I was a newbie, I would just be going nuts right now. What do we have? I saw a small bucket. We could grab that bucket actually. Oh, did I see? Hold on, hold on, hold on. There's like fireworks. Oh my gosh. Your inventory contains too many items already. Okay, we are going to grab that bucket. And just, what the heck? What do we have here? More gems. So guys, stupid question, but is are the low quality gems or the high quality gems the more valuable ones? If I have to choose which ones to take, well, the fireworks I'm taking for sure. Because aren't those like hard to get, the fireworks? Like those you can't make yourself, can you? Your inventory contains too many items already. I mean, of course I can make several trips to my ship, but what do we have in this little... Yeah, those fireworks, weren't they something that you only got as like a gift or something during events or during some holiday? I'm not quite sure. Let me see what you guys are saying. I'll catch up with the chat in a second. Thank you so much for the follow, Redstone Dragon. Welcome to the stream. Are you also a Wurm player? And Nasi, I'm just looking at the last things you guys are saying. So you guys are saying crush and eat your crystals. Okay, I will do that first thing, and then I'll just check what other things you guys are saying. Let's take care of that first. So did we have any crystals here? No, that's just rubies, opals, and emeralds. Where did they go? Here, source crystals. So you crush them with the hammer, right? Thankfully, I do have a hammer with me. So can I combine these actually? So this is to get the karma, right? Combine? No, you can't combine. So where's my hammer? I have a good hammer here somewhere as well. Right. Where's my good one? There. You get karma. You need a mallet to crush them. I do have a mallet as well, but does the hammer work just as well? Let's try. I can use my mallet, of course, just as well. Crush. Yes, a hammer does work. Can I just do it like this? Yes. Okay. And then, can this be combined? Let's see. Combine? No. Okay, now let's just, for the heck of it, check what our karma is currently. You have 3191 karma. Okay. 3191. Let me just write that in. 3191. Oh, there's a bear. How are you coming to... What are you up to, bear? I'm in the middle of something here. That's probably the one that was in the mine, actually. That little bear. And Sibaku, you've just received the title Renowned Platesmith. We did it, team. Oh my gosh, Sibaku. So how much skill and congratulations. And Redstone, you don't play Wurm? I see. So what are you, what kind of games do you like to play, and how did you end up here in my stream? And you're very welcome here. We are playing Wurm Online, which is a Sandbox MMO. It's an old one, but it's a good one. And right now we are raiding some treasure from an old player's, or shall we say the deed of a player, an old deed that a player has abandoned. So they left behind some treasure, and we are just raiding that right now. So 3191. 3191. Oh yeah, because the alliance is not working on this side. Thanks for the follow. Gear6, welcome to the stream. So I'll just put in local 3191. Okay, so next let's start eating this source salt and see what happens. So can I eat this in like in a batch? Yes, I can. I can indeed. So it won't combine, but you can eat in a batch. Good. Then we will crush the rest of it. Or was there any more? I think we already took all of the source salt. Or the crystals, I should say. Yes, we did. Okay, and now... Oh, is there the option, Nasuwa, that you could just eat all? I didn't know that. Oh well. That's good to keep in mind for the next thing. So next question is, so low quality, under 10 quality are more valuable, you guys were saying. I see, I see. I mean, I could make several trips, couldn't I? But I somehow feel like I can't be bothered. So we'll just take the low quality ones with us. So everything under 10 quality is something I should take with me, is it? Oh, what the heck, guys? I thought gems didn't take any damage. These gems have actual damage in this small chest. That is the first time I've ever seen gems have damage. What the hell? Just take them all there in containers, but it's telling me actually, Madnath, that I can't fit them. I can try. Oh, this time it did take them. Okay, good. So that did work actually, because a moment ago I was trying to... So what was happening a moment ago is I had one bucket full of gems in my inventory, Then I was trying to, I removed one of them to make room for another bucket, and it wouldn't let me drag it into my inventory, or like it wouldn't let me take it. So I don't know, maybe I was just doing something wrong, because I had freed up one slot, you know, for that one bucket, assuming I would be able to take them, but I wasn't able to. Did we already check these? And I'll catch up with what you guys are saying. I still have to scroll back and see. So yeah, interesting little place here. And it looks like maple syrup is in season now. The maple trees are in season, guys. Time to go and collect your maple syrup from the trees. You know, guys, I don't think I've ever actually done that in Wurm. I'm always meaning to, but I just never remember to do that. Now let's see if I can find my way back out of this place. But yeah, what a lovely little place for somebody to take over. Just one of the most gorgeous views ever. And what direction? What direction? Oh, gosh. Oh, it's this way. Why is my horse going so slow? Oh, I was trying to look at the chat. And we have another bear after us. My goodness. Here we go. I think I'm lost. We didn't come through here, did we? This is like some little side spot. Maybe it's down here. This looks, yeah, this looks promising. And Vergent, you were asking, do I have the indie roadmap? So for the most part, when I do these Wurm Roulette Tuesdays, I try and figure out the navigation just based on the shape of the land, and just try and figure it out on my own, because using the community maps are just way too easy. The one exception to the rule is that I do have to kind of use it on Xanadu, just because it's so gigantic and it's so wild in the middle of the mainland is so gigantic, and there's just so much wilderness that there's not much habitation to sort of give to go by. But we're on Independence, so I wanted to try and just like figure out things on my own. Okay, so here it is, guys. A nice little spot. If you're looking for a new deed spot, that is definitely a nice one for sure. And I just need to catch up with what you guys are saying. Let me just get onto the boat here quickly. Oh, and now I know why the horse was so slow. Our weight is 185 right now due to all of these gems. So, let's quickly get them out of my inventory before we do anything else. And I think there was still some in my backpack as well. But yeah, that's the first time I've ever seen gems take like any damage. What the heck? Very strange. So, hold on, hold on. This was the small man-made one, wasn't it? Where are the trees suddenly? I thought this was the one, or is there another like island? Oh, this is like an empty... Weird. So what's up with this island? Okay, I have to catch up with the chat before we do anything else. Let me just quickly do that. Loot hype, says Sipaku. And Vergant is off. Have to get some sleep before getting ready to work. And Sipaku, you remember how shocked I was when Madnath was doing the zoomies on his horse? Yes, it was crazy. And Nimble, hello. Welcome to the stream. You played this game years ago. How do I find it? Well, Nimble, I have been playing Wurm for about 6 years, just over 6 years now, 6.5 years. I love Wurm. I don't think I'll ever stop playing this game. It's my favorite MMO. I mean, of course it has its faults, but I don't think there's just any other MMO out there that offers what Wurm does. If you're interested in, you know, creating your own deed and building houses freely in any design that you like, if you love crafting, exploration, all that good stuff. Wall hack cats, yes. And Nasi was just waking up. You're lurking with your coffee to Cat's calming voice. Ah. And Sipaku says, great view, but not much usable land. That is true. That is true. You wouldn't be able to have nice cropped areas, big crop areas with that, that's for sure. And hello there, Psychosis. Enclave, that's the word I was looking for. Yes, enclave. And Sipaku was saying, no clay, bad spot. So those gems are like 2 to 3 silver, really? Oh, and we forgot to check how much karma I got now. Let's check quickly. Let's see, karma. So 4,000, so we started off with 3,191. Now we have 4,361 karma. Excellent. You guys are so much help. Sipaku, she managed to find something to loot again. Yes, every time. And Sipaku, no, this horse didn't have any saddlebags, I'm afraid. Madnath, your mouth is watering with all those gems. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Sipaku, I should take saddlebags with me for sure. So 70 platesmithing is required to get that achievement. That's well done, Sipaku. Well done. Madnath, you have 96,527 karma. How would you like to spend it? Oh my gosh. Huge. So Nasiwa was saying take star, gems, and black opals. And thankfully we did get them all, yeah. And Sipako, every time the maples are in season, you start hoping Factional Fight Brothers will come back to get some. Aw, I miss those guys. You know, Adam of Factional Fight, he was on my... Gosh, what was I playing? I think I was playing Red Dead. Yeah, he came to watch my Red Dead stream the other day. I didn't want to, you know, pry, but I'm guessing they've just been busy. I didn't want to pry and ask, like, where they've been, but... I'm sure we'll be able to... I'm sure we'll see the Factional Fight Brothers back again someday. And Patosh, hello. Okay, that's it. You're gonna check Wurm Online with a free tier tonight. You make this look like a cool game, and you don't care about graphics when the gameplay is as awesome as this. Yes, the gameplay of this game is amazing, Patosh. And Nasi indeed was saying the community here is awesome as well. Absolutely. And Madnath, why do I carry 3 pelts on me anyhow? Oh, I don't know. I should just throw the 2 others away, shouldn't I? Dinner time for Du Jensen. So Patosh, you're asking, are we on a premium server or a free tier one? So Patosh, the way Wurm works is that there are 2 different Wurm games. So you have Wurm Online, which is the MMO where we are right now, and it has, you know, regardless of server, it's, you know, the premium thing works the same regardless of what server you're on. You can play the game for free. Nothing is forcing you to pay for premium in this game at any point. However, if you want to take your skills over 20 to get them all the way up to 100, then you would have to pay for premium, regardless of what server it is. Then there's Wurm Unlimited, which is basically the same game, but that instead of that being free to play, you just buy it for a small amount. It hardly costs anything on Steam, and then after that the entire game is free, and you never have to pay for premium or anything in that game. But the main difference is that this is the MMO run by the Wurm official team and on the Wurm official servers, whereas the servers of Wurm Unlimited on Steam, those are run by players, and the players have the freedom to actually change the servers in any way they wish. You know, they can change the code, they can change the game balance, they can change the graphics, they can add mods to their servers, so you're not getting... So, you know, it's all a luck of the draw, like what server you end up on, what kind of person is running the server, how they have changed the game. Whereas Wurm Online here, where we are now, it's the stable standard, you know, official one. Slow horses slow. No, I was just overburdened, Madnath. You... And hello, Zeno. Evening from UK. Good evening, Zeno from Finland. Or here from Finland, rather. Nice to see you. Mishio, hello, Mishio. It's not Xanadu. No, we are an Independence Mishio. So Mishio is an old friend that I first found in Legends of Arya. I discovered Mishio's stream. So have you streamed, Mishio, any Wurm? Anyhow, Mishio had played some Wurm Unlimited back in the day, and played quite a bit of it, in fact. And now Mishio has started to play Wurm Online. And you've been having a grand old time, Mishio. And you managed to find, you made your own little deed on Xanadu recently as well. How has deed life been treating you so far, Mishio? So nice to see you. And have you done a single Wurm stream yet? Because you said that you might start streaming some Wurm. And Wurm Dragon's Fire. Wurm will bring out your inner hoarder for sure. Absolutely. And Mishia, you kept your New Year's resolution. You started streaming again with Wurm. Awesome, awesome. So you did actually already answer the question. Awesome. I'm going to have to keep my eyes peeled, Mishio. I am following you on Twitch, but I need to keep my eyes peeled. And hello, Gripner. Nice to see you. This is not an MMORPG. I see no childish toxic in general. Hello. Hello, Gripner. Of course, it is a MMO, but Gripner, you're absolutely right that in most other MMOs, when you go to the general chat, you'll just see a lot of nasty chit-chat, but not in Wurm. Not very often, at least. So Patosh, no, there are several different servers. So you have PvP servers and you have PvE servers, and we are on, let me just open, I'll show you. Where's my, here. So this is, so Wurm Online has several PvE servers, Xanadu, Independence, Celebration, Pristine, Release, Deliverance, and Exodus. Xanadu is the largest PvE server. It's gigantic. Probably not the best for a newbie to start on because the distances are just so vast and it's hard to find people here. These smaller servers, Release, Deliverance, Exodus, Pristine, and Celebration, they're very tiny, they're very populated, so it might be a hard place to actually find some free land to claim. Independence is what I've been actually suggesting for new players, because even though it looks small on this map, it's actually half of the size of Xanadu, so these are not, the size of these is not really like proper here. Independence is a nice middle ground. It's like a middle-sized server. It's the oldest PvE server, has a lot of history, but you'll have a good chance to find free land, also see other people, but it won't be overly crowded either. So if you do start on Wurm Online, I would recommend going to Independence. And then you can always change. So here's the thing, you can always change. Like we sailed over from Xanadu today, from Xanadu to Independence, so you can sail on a boat between the servers. Then there's also the PvP servers, but from what I understand, the PvP is kind of dead right now, so maybe not the best thing. And let me see, I'm almost caught up with you guys. I forget, Madnath, what I was saying. And you're really enjoying Deed Life, Michio. Lots of work, but also exciting about exploring. Excited about exploring. Excellent, excellent. Madnath, Celebration is the best server. You just started the tutorial. Okay, Patosh. Well, good luck with your... Oh, thank you so much for the subscription, Michio. Very much appreciated. What a sweetie pie you are. Thank you so much. So what was I gonna say? So you're not so much into PvP, Patosh, you just started the tutorial. That's right, that's right. So yeah, I meant to say welcome to Wurm, Patosh. Welcome to Wurm Online, and I wish you the very best with your new adventures here. The game is amazing. Just be warned that you might get addicted. You might find that you're going to be here for years and years, like the rest of us. So let's just see. Is this like a deeded land? No, it's wild. So is this like, is there anything worth looting here? Those are all locked. So I guess that man-made island, the one we were looking at before, was that one over there. So there seems to be a couple of these little man-made islands here. I guess some newbie had tried to get started here, but didn't really do much more. So, where were we? We were trying to find our destination point. We haven't even gone to that yet. And so I'm trying to figure out now, we need to find the spot that has like a larger body. So we need to find this spot right here. And it is probably, I'm not sure whether we went past it already. No, I don't think so. Let me see now. So kind of confused with my navigation. Let me see what direction I'm headed in. East. Okay. But we should be going southeast. Thank you so much, Nasiwa, for the cheer. That's our cats, the Viking queen of looting and the voice of an angel. Ah, thank you so much. So there's this mountain. Is that this thing here then? And here's this big hunk of a mountain. That's probably that one right there, isn't it? So actually this mountain is probably still this one, is it? I'm a little bit confused. And then we see one with two humps like that. Could that possibly be this one? Basically, what I'm trying to find is like this larger body of water. Then I'll know that we found that connecting spot on the map. It could be this, possibly. Wurm is the Hotel California, says Madnath. And Madnath repairing increased by 0.000015 to 98.970001. My goodness. 99 skill tonight, Madnath has decided. Thank you, Nasiwa. Nymph, yeah, I'm always confused. That's just like a standard for cats. Always being confused about stuff. But now I'm like very confused actually. So hold on, maybe this connects now to that other body of water. This looks hopeful. This looks hopeful. This could be it. Let's just turn off the UI. I have a feeling these little patches of ground could possibly be those small islands. Yeah, I think this is it. That's okay. Definitely. This is like a connecting canal. And so what we need to do to plant our sign, and do I have any signs with me actually? Let's just see. I should, unless I took them out of this boat. I do. Good. Good. So, oh, we should leave the fireworks in one of the rafts as well. Yeah. So, yes, here's the other body of water. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna let's moor the boat here. And we do have our horsey with us, don't we? Good. And let's check the map. So we came through this little canal right there. And so we need to plant the sign somewhere on this bit of land. But I'm gonna have to improve this sign a bit. It's to be able to write some more onto it. Well, I don't know. Maybe Malena was here. But it would be nice to get the date as well. Let me just see how much I can actually write here. What is the date? 14th Jan 1420. No, that won't fit. So we'll just improve it a little bit. And where is my mallet? Mallet, where are you? There? And a log. I don't think I have a log unless I have one in my boat. Let me see. I do have a log actually, just for this purpose. Man, I should have done this at home. So, Patosh, just for your information, in Wurm, improving your skills is very different from other MMOs. In other MMOs, if you wanted to get your blacksmithing up, you would, you know, build 100 daggers or something. If you wanted to get your leather working up, you'd you'd like make, you know, 100 leather gloves or something like that. But in Wurm, actually, the way you get your skills up is by improving items. And you will see the item that you need to use to improve on the right hand side. You'll see these little icons under the eye for improvement. But also when you examine an item, it will tell you what you need to next improve it. So for instance, I examined this sign that I'm improving right now, and it says, you notice some notches you must carve away in order to improve the small sign. So I do have, obviously to carve, you're going to have a carving knife, right? So I'm just going to activate by double clicking my carving knife, and then I will then improve this sign with the carving knife. And right now I have a keybind, so you didn't actually see me right click anything, but you can just, you can make yourself a keybind, or else you can, there should be the option. Of course, now I already used the carving knife, so it's asking for a log next. But now I'll just show you. You can right click the item, so activate the main thing that you're going to do something with, then right click the target item, and then it's saying improve. But again, you should probably make a keybind for that. And your best resource for all things Wurm is probably Wurmpedia. I'll just give you the address for that. Wurmpedia. Oh, the mini-map was hiding it. Thanks for pointing that out, Sipakoso. Yes, so you can see these little icons here on the right-hand side. That will show you what item. But again, when you're first starting out, you of course you won't even know what those mean. So just examining an item will actually tell you what you need to do to it next. Okay, so now the quality of this is 42.48, so I should absolutely be able to write in a good proper message. So let's just actually add, I think we can afford to put KatsPurr here as well. There we go. Perfect. And we'll just put that, actually we'll put that log back as well. Perfect. And then to find the precise spot. The precise spot on that map, let's just see now. So it's pretty much in the middle of this first bit of land right here. So anywhere really, let me just see if this is deeded land. Anywhere really on this spot here is good. I don't want to go ruining anyone's like deeds, so, or of course I wouldn't be able to plant it even on deeded land. So this is all just free. Looks like a deed used to be here. You can see that somebody's probably had a house here on these flat spots. But I don't want to stop anyone from planting a house there, like if they wanted to, or like to make a house there. If some newbie came along and wanted to build there. So let's put the sign in a spot that's not going to be really in anyone's way. So maybe actually this little tile right here is perfect. I think this is perfect. Plant. Oh yeah, good point, Sipaku. So for anyone who's new to Wurm, Wurm Online has an amazing, amazing, amazing thing about it, and that is that you'll have these different chat tabs, and there's one called CA Help, which is Community Assistance Help, and basically you will see, even as we look at this now, we'll see this scroll by. So basically, and you can see like the activity of this. There, around the clock, there are volunteers who will help newbies, and anyone really. Like I even ask questions there myself still today when I stumble upon something. So everyone is welcome to ask silly questions, and they will get help from volunteers around the clock at all times. And if there just doesn't happen to be a volunteer around, usually the players will help you out and answer your questions here as well. People are very helpful in Wurm. So best resource ever, CA Help. Thank you for reminding me, Sipaku. That's a very good one. Hello, Zevis. Nice to see you. How are you doing today? Incredibles father meme. So what's the Incredibles father meme, Zevis? Tuesday is Tuesday. Is that what he says? So here we go. KatsPurr Malena was here, January 14th, 2020. Perfect. That is a perfect little spot for that sign. So we're not going to stop there. Instead, let's go and explore. Let's go and see what this area is all about. And hopefully I won't get lost. Let's see what this thing is about. Math is math. Oh, Tuesday is Tuesday. I get you now. I see. I wasn't aware of that meme. So you can see like players have terraformed this area, and it's sort of like a little bit of a mess. Somebody's random bed here. There's also a chest. Let's see if there's anything in the chest. I doubt it though. Probably some new player. New player tried to get started and then wandered off. See, Sipaku. Explore. In other words, loot some more. AKA loot some more. Yeah. Oh my gosh, Sipaku, 3 days. It took me 3 days to loot all that stuff. And you know, most likely I will never actually do anything with any of that stuff. Most likely never will touch any of it. I'm such a hoarder in this game. Madnath, you did worm science. I want to see if you can spot something strange about something you did. Okay, Madnath, shoot. What? Give me some hints. What's down there? I'll get a notification. Oh, have you sent something in the mail? Let me put my UI on. Let's just go along the edge of this lake and see if we can find any nice deeds to go and explore. You mailed something. Okay. Let me see if I got the message here. Yeah, it is there. And okay, so let's try and find a deed that has a mailbox. I'm sure we'll bump into one eventually. And lots of shore, how would you say, shorefront land available here for somebody. Well, there's a guard tower. At least there just might be a deed up here. Let's go see. But yeah, lots of like shorefront land here up for the taking. Oh, there's like a huge highway here, actually. Let's just go see. Just roads everywhere, but not finding any deeds. But we'll keep on walking. What direction are we actually going in? North. Okay. Well, we should probably go instead east because north is where we came from. So let's try and go in this direction instead. Okay, here is some active players here because these crops would have died ages ago otherwise. A little well there. Pile of sand. Oh my gosh, these pine trees. Can't see a darn thing. And unfortunately it's nighttime, so... Oh, that is one steep road, my gosh. Let's go see what's up there. Does that take you to the top of a mountain, perhaps? Can I even get up this on a horse? Probably not. We'll try. Oh, it stops. Oh, I should have taken some water with me, guys. Darn. Do I have any water in my measuring jug? No, just gin. Okay, next time we see a fountain, or didn't we just see like a... We just saw a well there a moment ago, but I'm sure we're gonna bump into some more at some point. Let's see if we can get up this thing. I'm determined. And what's the slope of this? 20, okay. So there is a whole bunch of roads just going all over the place here on Indy. But little habitation. It's weird. Like, I guess that's what it shows, that it's such an old server that, you know, I mean, does anyone remember what year Independence was born? I mean, it was certainly around, of course, when I started to play because it's the oldest Freedom server. But I have no idea. Oh, because it just turned 10 last year, didn't it? So it's probably, oh, there's a well. It's probably 11 years old, isn't it? 11 years old. So, of course, over the course of 11 years, you know, a lot of players have come and gone in that time. A lot of people have terraformed the land, changed the land. Okay, now we have some water with us. We're all good to go. Let's go see. Just a whole bunch of like empty plots up here. Kind of, I'm not gonna lie, guys. It's a little bit sad looking. What is going on over there? Are we just in the shadow and that's like sunlight? Or is that like a light source over there? Has somebody put a... I think those are like light sources. Because yeah, if I look up, I can't even see the bloody sky. Yeah, that's light. Those are light sources. Surely this place has a mailbox. Now this, after all that dark gray, dreary areas, it's so refreshing to find a place like this. I'm glad we went up that steep slope. So somebody lives up here and they've put a whole bunch of beautiful tinted lamps up here. Let's go have a look. And surely there is a mailbox here somewhere. Yeah, this is at least a very active player. Oh, very, very active, because you can tell it's an active player when there's like baby horses and baby animals, so they're actively breeding. So what is this place called? Let's see. Indigo Forest, I do believe. Yes, Indigo Forest is this place called. And I love the colored lamps, looking really, really pretty here, I have to say. Now, where is a mailbox? Let's go check the entrances of the houses. Oh, that's weird. So, all they have is sorry. Oh, somebody's actually... Oh, there's somebody here. Dragonelle. Good day to ya. A fine... do you live here in Indigo Forest? This is funny, like, all the sign says is sorry. What the heck? Oh, there's a mailbox right there. Oh, redeeming rift points. I haven't remembered to do that, actually. So, how come I don't get the check option? Is this a case where somebody has sent a package? I think this is the case where somebody has sent somebody a package and they forgot to fetch their pizza from the mailbox, and that is probably why I'm not able to check my mail, because the mailbox is still full of stuff. I think that's the reason. Let's check if it has a cast. And Dragonelle is here. So Dragonelle does live here. I guess this is their place. I told Dragonelle that it's a beautiful place and there's some pizzas in their mailbox. And I can't use the mailbox until it's empty. I'm guessing that's the reason. Madnath, you're confirming that's the reason, yeah. No reaction from Dragonelle. Dragonelle's gonna come and get their pizzas. That's quite funny, actually. Who leaves their pizzas in the mailbox? Like, can you imagine if Pizza Hut delivered us by mail and we were to just leave our hot, steamy, like, pizzas sitting there in our mailbox and getting cold? No, 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 no. That's not the way. So they seem to be, it sounds like they are, I think that's the smithing sound. Oh, now it stopped. Send you the pizza, Sipaku. No, she said that was probably for her. I'm guessing Dragonelle. It sounds like a female name, so I'm assuming it's a lady. Just waiting for her to come and get those pizzas. So I wonder, would I be able to just set them on the ground and then put them back into the mailbox if it's not for me? Oh, there she comes. No, that's... Hold on. No, that's just a... Spirit Templar, yeah. So nothing is happening. Shall we peek into the windows? Hello? Is anyone home? Oh my gosh, guys, when I was... Oh, there we go.
Hello.
So it is a lady indeed. So now we'll check. Mountain lion pelt. Oh, Madnath. 100. Oh my gosh. Thank you kindly, miss. And you live in a small paradise here. Congratulations on superb decoration skills. Decoration skills. So Madnath, this is just your sneaky way of giving me a lion pelt, right? Try and see the oddity. Are you giving this to me, or are you just sending it for me to figure something out? And Dragonelle says that would be Archid, so that's like retro. Her only claim is the keep in the corner. So is this Retro's place? What the heck? I'm so confused now. So Arcade is the same as Retro, right, guys? I'm so confused. And Retro would not have such a pretty place. He would have like all pink and blue and like multicolored, like what he did to Drongo's place. I'm so confused. I have to process this. So I said to her, so she says that this is Archie's deed, and she just lays claim to just a small corner, and I asked if I can have a look around. I'll let her get back to her smithing. So, I'm so confused. I'm so confused, guys. This can't be Retro's place, though, can it? Does he live on Independence? Or is it like somebody with a name that is just like similar to Retro's? Okay, that door is locked. But this sorry sign, I mean, a big red, bright red sign saying sorry, that's something I could see Retro doing, to be honest. Let's have a little sneaky peek inside. So I don't know, is Dragonelle Joelle? I'm not sure. I have no idea. I mean, the only character I know of Joelle's is Joelle. So I'm so confused now. Hello Jimmy Lib, welcome to the stream. So you just discovered Wurm and my YouTube channel, and cool to see that I also stream. Yes indeed, Jimmy, and welcome to the stream, and nice to hear that we have a new Wurmian. Welcome to the game. How have your adventures been going so far? And did you start in Wurm Unlimited or Wurm Online? And what server? All these questions. And yeah, so how has the beginning gone for you? I would love to hear all about it. So Madnath, oh yes, I meant to I got so distracted by that whole like Archie thing. I'm so confused now, guys. Like, was that Joelle? I don't know. Oh, I see, Jimmy. So you haven't played yet, you're just checking it out. I see, I see. So hence how you found my YouTube channel. So Madnath, you wanted me to do what with this pelt? Hold on. Did I hope I did take the pelt, didn't I? Or did I leave it in the... Surely I didn't leave it in the mailbox, did I? Let me just go check. It's here, yes. I almost left it, Madnath. So, what did you want me to do? Okay. There's something wrong with the pelt. Other than the chance not being listed, you want me to try and see what it is. Multiple servers. Oh, so you're answering Jimmy there. So question from Jimmy, is the game single shard like Eve, or is it multiple servers? Yes, Jimmy, multiple servers. So here you can see like all the PvE servers. So the largest one is Xanadu. Then there's these smaller ones, Release, Pristine, Exodus, Deliverance, and Celebration. They're very, very tiny, but very populated. And we're here on Independence right now, which is a middle ground. Even though it looks small here, it's actually like, it's between these small ones and Xanadu. So it's a middle-sized server. Okay, so I needed to figure out this thing from Madnath. Okay, so let's examine the mountain pelts. So Circle of Cunning has been cast on it. Okay, hold on. A fine pelt skinned from an animal. Wind of Ages has been cast on it, so it will be quicker to use, 92. Circle of Cunning has been cast on it, so it will increase skill gained when used, 87. I don't understand, Madnath. There's something wrong with that pelt, other than the enchants not being listed. It's very airy. Very airy. I have no idea, Madnath. I'm completely clueless what I'm supposed to be looking at. Oh, like the weight, but it's 0.10. Isn't that like a normal? Oh, these pelts are But, well, the pelt weight, I guess, depends on what animal it's come from, right? So this, my old one's 0.80 from wild cats. Oh, no, hold on. Large rat pelts, 0.20. Mountain lion pelt, 0.10. So it's almost like it should be more than these smaller animals, right? So I guess from a mountain lion, you should be getting a heavier pelt than these ones. Is that the thing? Oh, I see. I never pay attention, Madnath, to the weights of those, actually. So it's lighter than a rat pelt. I see, I see. So, like, it's a super duper pelt in so many respects because it's... And also the fact that it's, like, super light. So, let me just check the chat here for a second, guys. I got so caught up with my confusion there a moment ago. So I'm welcome to keep it? Are you sure, Madnath? I mean, I can send it back if it was your, like, good pelt, though. Sipaku, wait, you would loot anything, but if you find pizza, that is where you say no. Oh my gosh. And Dark Creon, you were waving here. Hello, hello. Did I say parasite, Sipaku, to her? No, surely I didn't say parasite. No, come on. Surely I said paradise. I did say paradise. Sipaku, you prankster, you. What the hell? And Sipako says, Madnath is more mad than Anath these days. Have you seen him bomb retro with rares? Oh my gosh. And Sipako, this is where he comes to hide from Joel. And Madnath, retro made this after stream. Let me see your link here. What the heck? I have no idea what is going on here. And yeah, Madnath, you go walk your dogs before they pee on the floor. And Jimmy was asking how many people on a server usually. It depends on the server, but we're definitely talking about just hundreds. Certainly not thousands or more than that. It's a small game, small community. So Jimmy, this map that I put together, I've just put those together in Photoshop. So that's not how they are officially. So each server has their own map, and so these are not islands. These are all like separate servers and their own. So for instance, here in the game, when I open the map, I will see the map of Independence, for instance. Then I can go here to see, you know, how they're connected. But just for the purpose of like these Wurm Roulettes, I put them together in this kind of image because what I do every Tuesday is I pick a random destination. So it has to be within the coordinates of this image, and then it picks a destination for us to go and explore. So that's why they were all put together like that. That does cause confusion sometimes. Patosh, why did you select attack on a gorilla right after the tutorial, going down faster as Michael Jackson in kindergarten? Oh my gosh. And you finished the tutorial, Patosh. Found gorilla, Patosh died. Good start. Oh no. Yeah, probably not the best idea to attack a gorilla, that's for sure. Oh, was it covered by the... Damn it, it was covered... The weight was covered by the mini map. I'm sorry about that, guys. So yeah, it was 0.10. You have 7,100 quality pelts. Please keep it. Okay, thank you very much, Madnath. So what do you advise to do after the tutorial? You're all excited to go out into the world. So Patosh, this is my favorite thing to explain to you. So think of Wurm. The way I like to think of Wurm is that it is like those reality documentaries where, or not reality shows, I should say, not documentaries, reality shows where they throw somebody into the middle of the wilderness with just a few simple tools, and they have to try and survive. They have to find shelter, they have to find warmth, they have to find food, they have to find water, and stay alive. And that's how I think of Wurm. So now that you've gotten through the tutorial, your first goal is probably to find some kind of shelter for yourself. Now, what we're seeing here, for instance, are these very beautiful, elaborate, like buildings that a new player would not be able to build. However, you, without paying premium, without any, with just your starting skills, you would be able to start building yourself a simple little wooden house, just a one tile simple wooden house, just the size of this tile here, just with 4 walls, and that would keep you safe from the monsters. You could build one of those, but of course you're going to want to try and find a spot for it, right? So you're going to want to find a spot where you're close to some water so you can drink water, where there is like some a mountain nearby so you have a source of like metal. And I won't really say any more than that because I want you to be able to figure it all out yourself. But alternatively, you have an alternative to building a little house for shelter. You could also mine a tunnel into a mountain and make a little cave for yourself as your first shelter. And obviously, the first thing that you build in Wurm is probably not going to end up being your permanent residence. Instead, it's your sort of like emergency spot, emergency shelter where you start building your first tools and weapons and start to sort of learn how to play the game. But as long as you're safe from the monsters, that's the main thing, is that you have one little spot where you can store your items that you start to collect. Because if you just start building things out in the wild, you're gonna get weighed down very soon. You know, you want to start collecting resources and things, and if you're just like running around just on your own without any place to store them, you're gonna get weighed down, and then the monsters are gonna be able to also catch you easier because you're running so slow, right? So yeah, that's what I would recommend, is either building a little. So these are the wooden walls that you can build already now. You will probably, oh my gosh, the view from up here is also very, very beautiful. Look at this, guys. Like, Independence is epic. Like the landscapes are just gorgeous on Indy. I don't know what it is. Is it somehow like rolling hills? Somehow it's so much prettier here than it is on Xanadu, and I don't know why. There's just something about the shape of the lands of Independence that really make me actually like miss living here. What a gorgeous view this place has as well. There's a mountain dragon fang as well. It is really, really pretty here. And let's see, where shall we go next? Let's go up here. Like, I'm still trying to get over whether or not that was Joelle or not. Like, Joelle's alt. I mean, what are the chances of finding Retro's place? I can't really believe that was Retro's like deed. It would just be too freaky, too much of a freaky coincidence, I think. So what do we have up here? So, there seems to be some kind of village over here. So Sipaku, just make sure that, like, I don't know, Patosh, if you want to try and, like, figure out those things on your own. But just, you know, maybe part of the charm of starting this game is trying to figure out how things work to some extent. So, so I'm not sure how you feel about that, Patosh, but like, at least if I would have just started and somebody would have literally told me every little step how to do something, I wouldn't have liked that myself. I would have rather tried to discover, you know, by trial and error, by like activating items and then trying to see, okay, what does this item do when I activate it and try and target something else. But that's just me. But yeah, I think that's part of like Wurm's charm, is that sort of trying to discover how things work here. But I would say that the important thing to know is that to activate something, you have to double click it so it changes color. I think a lot of new players stumble upon that, and the rest you should be able to figure out from there by just like experimenting with different items and seeing what you can do with them. So what is this city called up here? Llama City? Who names their city Llama City? I mean, the game doesn't even have llamas. It would be nice if Wurm had llamas, by the way. Just as a side note. Loved llamas in Ultima Online so much. You could actually ride the llamas in Ultima Online as well. Or like rideable llamas, I should say. Huh. And Patosh, you just need a little push at the start. For the rest, you'll find it out yourself. Yes, I think it should be. I mean, a lot of people assume that Wurm is quite complicated, but I think it's more like understanding just the base mechanics. And once you have that down, then you're able to figure out the rest yourself. Like that activating the item thing, like, because a lot of players when they first start Wurm, they think that they have to use items by putting them in their character's hand, but you don't have to put them in your hand at all, except of course like your weapon. Oh, finally some like mobs around here. It's been very empty as far as mobs go. Let's see, what do we have down here? I'm so glad the sun is coming up. Another troll over there, possibly? Yes. Oh, is that a champion troll? Let's have a look here. Aged raging troll. Should we try and kill it? I think I can take on an aged raging troll. Let me just make sure I have my stamina and everything in good condition. He's running away. One thing I can say, Patosh, is that one word of advice is that as a new player, if you see one of these, run for your life. These guys, they can actually sniff you out from a long distance, and they are very, very fast as well. You can seek out like some guard towers, and when you say guards with a exclamation mark, they will start to... You have to have the thing targeted. So this guy, for instance, you can target mobs by double clicking them, and then they will come into the target window. And then if you are close by some guards and you say guards with exclamation mark, they will start to try and attack that mob. So that's kind of an important thing to know also as a newbie. Something that you wouldn't just know like from... that's not something that's so easy to discover, so I thought that'd be at least worth mentioning. Yeah, hellhounds as well. They are really nasty. Yeah, that's a good tip that Sipako said, that like to go into the water. So most mobs actually can't go into the water. So if you get into an emergency and you're close to water, just go into the lake or the sea. Make sure you don't drown though. So make sure your stamina is up before you do that. And they won't be able to follow you unless they are an anaconda, a bear, or a crocodile. Okay, he didn't have any loot. Yeah, the keybinds page actually would be worth... Let me just give that from Wurmpedia. That definitely does make life easier. That explains all about the keybinds in the game. Here's the link for that. So what direction are we actually facing now? West. Okay. That's fine for me. What do we have over here? Yeah, you can really tell that this is an old server. So many roads just crisscrossing all over the place. Seeing this server with so many of these roads, it makes me wonder whether or not it would be good after all that you know how there was this discussion at some point whether the abandoned deed would start, like the Mother Nature would start taking over and it would, you know, start to go back to like a natural state without the terraforming. Seeing independence makes me kind of feel that it should actually, because so much of this is just so man-made all over the place. That's a nice view, kind of. There's some trees in the way. Oh, and Patosh, if you do decide to, instead of building a house, if you do decide to tunnel out a mine, like a little cave for yourself in the mountain as shelter. Make sure to also then make yourself a mine door as well. I think the wooden one is supposed to be the easiest one that you can make, just to keep yourself safe, right? Because the little cave is not going to protect you if the monsters can just step in there. Okay, what do we have here? What do we have here? A couple of colossus. Looks like there's a large city here. So what is this clock called? Celestial Heights. Okay. Celestial Heights. Oh, there's some gigantic champion animals over there. Lots of horsies. Look at all those nice statues they have. This is like a really old player, like a real veteran, you can tell. Oh, and you can actually get into their buildings as well. And an active player too, because you can see some baby horses here. Celestial Heights, this gigantic place, my goodness. Is it all one deed or is it like... No, I think there's some smaller deeds over here, aren't there? Oh, that's quite an impressive castle over there. Let's go actually check that out. Hello there, marked 007. Welcome to the stream. You hope they update Wurm soon. So in what way do you mean that? How can I get to that castle? Is there the entrance here open? Let's see. Yes, but we're gonna have to... My horse, I'm too worried about my horse. I don't want to lose my horse. So don't want to dismount it with the fears that since we're on deeded land, it will get stuck on the land, you know? So marked, are you an active Wurm player? So is this like another deed down here? Let's go see. What is this place called? Celestial Seaport. So the person has like a Celestial Heights up there and a second deed down here called Celestial Seaport. It's like a huge city, this whole thing. Oh, so Mark, you would like to see Wurm to be more like updated according to like other MMOs, to get to the like the sort of same level as other MMOs. You played 2 years ago. There was a lot of problems and you have it on Steam. Well, Marked, we're actually in Wurm Online. We're not in Wurm Unlimited right now. We're in the MMO version of the game. So you played the standalone version. You played the one where players can create their own servers. But this is like the official MMO version run by the Wurm team. Of course, very much the same game, very much the same basis. But for instance, here in Wurm Online, you see these trees. And I'm not sure if did they take the water over to Wurm Unlimited? I'm not sure. Did they do this water update there? But at least in Wurm Online we have updated water graphics, a water system, and also these trees. You can see all the way. You can see the trees in the distance, which you can't see in Wurm Unlimited. and that's not going to be coming from what I understand. They're not going to be bringing these updates to Wurm Unlimited. Is it PvP or PvE? So there are both PvP and PvE servers. So Wurm Online has several servers of both kinds. Let's go see over here. We're actually going, I mean, this is what we sailed through when we came into this area. So our boat is probably way over there, but let's go explore. Maybe we can go east a little bit and then turn around at some point. It's a cozy little house. I really actually like the design of this house. I mean, you might think like, oh, it's nothing special, but actually I kind of like how they've got these, they've got the whole like high gate system, but what they've done is that they have like slate gates with the pottery T-wall, and that combination with timber like upstairs actually looks really nice. That's a really nice combination, actually. I find that really nice. I feel like taking a screenshot of that. Let's just take a screening of that as inspiration. Yes, you can have a farm, you can have a zoo, you can breed animals. Absolutely. And the animals have their own DNA as well. So each animal has its own set of traits, and when you breed, say you breed a fast horse with a strong horse, you might get a horse baby that has both of those traits. It's really cool future of Wurm. Hello, Angry Moose on the Loose. Wurm Online, civil engineering and exterior design role-playing game. Welcome to the stream, Angry. Nice to see you back. How could I forget a name like that? Yeah, this is a very nicely put together little house, guys. Together with the rose, I think that, no, what hedge was this? Was this the oleander hedge? The oleander hedge is really pretty, actually. I need to plant me some oleander hedges. Looks very cozy. Let me just go see inside. Please be kind. Leave some behind. If you use public mats, donations are appreciated. So there's this little a little smithing area here. Public. Please be respectful. Leave some for others. So somebody has set somebody has made a little public smithing area for players. How nice. What is it called? Public crafting hall. Is this deed actually? No, is this part of Celestial Seaport? It's part of Celestial Seaport. Very, very nice little building, I have to say. Really like the design of that. I mean, it's, I don't know. It's just that combination really works really nicely. I mean, you guys must be thinking that, what is wrong with cats? There's nothing weird or strange about that. It's like a house, dime a dozen. We've seen houses like that, but I don't know. I think it was just nicely put together. And marked, you played the single player version, not yet online. Maybe there are bugs on. Well, I mean, any game is going to have some bugs, right? But so did you play on your own like private Wurm Unlimited server? There's a whole bunch of another smithing area over here. So how are you doing tonight, Angry Moose on the Loose? What have you been up to? And how has the beginning of your week been? Right, marked. So you just played from your local computer, just offline. Yeah. So I have like I also play Wurm Unlimited that way. That I have a little server that I just start on my computer, and I do different like design tests and things like that on my own like private server. But yeah, so you never actually tried playing on somebody else's server in Wurm Unlimited. I see. Yeah, and in Wurm Online, actually, people are very, very friendly. So some people have told me that they want to first try and they want to first try and learn how to play the game in Wurm Unlimited. So somebody has a nice little house over there, by the way. Let's go see that. And so what people say is they want to first learn the game in Wurm Unlimited, and then they'll come to Wurm Online once they know what they're doing. But I think they're too afraid of toxic players that are just like really nasty in other MMOs. But people in Wurm are very, very friendly, actually. So if you feel intimidated, if that's one of the reasons you haven't come to Wurm Online yet, no need to feel intimidated whatsoever. People are very, very nice here. So somebody has their own little house just on a little teensy weensy tiny little island here. What a charming little life they have here. Let's just check. Is this actually deeded? The Isle of Sorrow. Oh. Tiny little deed. Is the door open? No. Can we see in the windows? Snooping in the windows? No. There's no windows. Not a single window. Oh my gosh. So somebody wants a lot of privacy, unless this is part of the celestial thing that they wanted to claim this little island for themselves as sort of the part of the landscape for the celestial town. Possibly. But yeah, a very private little house there on its own tiny little island. Angry. I sound like a stalker. Yeah. Well, you gotta do some snooping, right? Oh, and I almost forgot to explain, like, when I was first a new player, and I had just built my first house, I just freaked out one day when I was looking. I think I had just logged on to the game, or was I crafting something or something inside of my tiny little home, and I suddenly saw like a face looking at me from outside through the window. Like, it felt so stalkerish. It was so like creepy. And then the guy just ran away. And Angry just work, said in a lazy peon Warcraft voice. Psychosis, yes, and hello, welcome to the stream. if I didn't already welcome you. We're gonna be seeing wanted posters for Serial Peeping Tom. Yeah. Oh, this is the thing that was in the the Independence 10-year thing. Historic Samling Spawn Point. I remember this. This was when we had to do that quest for the Independence 10-year thing. Rolf. I just walked right over Rolf. In June 2009, the lands of Independence were discovered and opened up. Upon opening, Samling was the spawn point located in the north of Independence. In 2011, as the player population spread further across Independence, the spawn point was moved to a more central location, the Howl. Samling remains an important part of Independence as the first landing of those who now call themselves Freedomers. Huh. I remember this spot. And we can actually get a snack from this guy, can't we? Ask for refreshment. Oh, I think he just gives it to you. What happens? Oh no, he's saying, Escoffier shakes his head at you and tells you that you are too experienced to ask for his help. Huh. What kind of hospitality is that? I walked all this way. I'm absolutely parched, and he's gonna get like he's gonna decline me a refreshment just because I'm an experienced player. The nerve, so rude. And marked, your last game that you played was Ark Survival and Conan Exiles, and you enjoyed it in the beginning, but like I told you, you get stuck 2 years ago, and that's why you removed them from your computer. And is it possible to get your own place and land online to keep always? Absolutely. I mean, marked, you do have to pay for rent for the land. So if you find, like, there's tons of wild land just up for the taking. So for instance, just here, I'm pretty sure that this is just wild land that you could claim for yourself if you wanted to. Let me check. This is within the perimeter of Heritage Inn. If I were to go this way a bit, you see a patch of grass. The grass is wild and seems to like it here. So for instance, this is wild land. If you wanted to build a house right here and own it forever and ever and ever, you could absolutely do that. There's lots and lots of wild land that you could claim for yourself. But again, you have to pay a little bit of silver to keep that land. The silver money you are able to earn in the game through various ways. You can also alternatively purchase silver from the Wurm shop. If you don't have enough time to play the game to earn that money. Myself, I earn my money by selling horses. I breed horses and sell them. There seems to be a abandoned deed over there. Like all of this land that we see here, I'm pretty sure it's just free. Perimeter of Heritage Inn. How big is this perimeter anyhow? Let's go see what's down here. Yeah, Geiger, I think he was. And this spot right here on the shoreline of the sea, probably completely free land. You see a patch of grass. The grass is wild and seems to like it here. Yes, this is free land that you could claim for yourself if you wanted. Obviously, somebody has been here before and they have terraformed the land. So, but you can reshape the land to anything you like. And Patosh, great game, but making dinner time now. You'll be back later. Okay, Patosh, good luck with your adventures. And Mark, you're going to go download it again. You just discovered your own server running from your provider IP address. You can run was before not possible. I see, I see. Yeah, and I don't know how I don't know how the land works in Wurm Unlimited on your own private server. Like, do you have to? Does anyone know? Do you have to pay for? Like, if you just like, I've made my deeds in Wurm. I have just made them in God mode on my own private server, which is just like locally from my computer. I'm not sure, like, if you make your own deed, do you have to actually pay silver for that? If you're just playing from a Wurm Unlimited server, which is just locally, I'm assuming that you don't have to pay anything for that, do you? In Wurm Online you do though, but not, I don't think in Wurm Unlimited you don't have to. But then if you play on a player server, oh, is that decaying? Yes, it is. If you play on a player server, they might have set specific... Oh, hold on. Let's get that crocodile out of the way. He's a skinny one. So... And hello, Prognut. Welcome to the stream. So Wurm Unlimited deed upkeep is a setting. I see, I see. So server owners can then decide themselves whether or not they're gonna like have the deed upkeep enabled or not. I see. I should have gotten my stamina up. Let me just run over here quickly so I make more damage. There we go. But marked, of course, it's much more fun to just get the volume of that down a bit. It's a bit loud. It's much more fun to play in Wurm Online though, because you're going to be able to bump into other players. But of course, if you really prefer like playing as a single player game, of course just playing it from your computer is absolutely fine for that as well. And you know, guys, what I need to do? You know what we should do, by the way? We should try and find ourselves a chicken. Because I would like to make a chicken, the chicken nest, whatchamacallit? Let's just check what it was called again. Chicken coop, was it called? Let's see, Wurmpedia. Chicken coop, I think it was. Yes, a chicken coop. So one of these things I would like to make. So I should catch myself a chicken, I think. Let's see if we can catch one in our adventures today. Of course, the creature cage. I only have one creature cage. So maybe I will do that another time. And let me just bury this guy so he's not in the way. Maybe I'll leave that for another stream. I should probably make a chicken catching, chicken coop creation stream one of these days soon. I keep talking about it, but I never get around to actually doing it. So another active deed over here. And what is this place called? Oh, you see a part of the lands of Wurm. Interesting. This looks like it would be absolutely a deed. Oh, the village of Xanadu. Why does that sound so familiar? Somebody has mentioned a village. No, this wouldn't be, is this Ebriel's place? Hold on now. Because I could swear that this player called Ebriel has said that he lives on a deed called Xanadu. And he has a zoo as well. Yes, I think this is Ebriel's place actually. I mean, he likes to go and tame champion animals. Is there anyone in local? No. I mean, I've never been to Ebriel's place, but he's talked about his zoo many, many times. And Matilda, Queen of the Crocodiles. This is absolutely... He has told me about his crocodile called HRH Matilda, Queen of the Crocodiles. Because you can sail the seas on a crocodile. You can ride a crocodile in the sea. So this is like a funny coincidence. First we found... I guess we found Retro's place by mistake, and then we found Ebriel's place. And I've been talking to Ebriel for years in Wurm. And what are the chances of that? That's crazy. And I'm not sure whether or not he owns the place or does he just live here. That's a little bit. I'm a little bit unsure about that. Hello, Fim. Nice to see you. How are you doing tonight? So there's a really similar game to Wurm that is a little bit easier to play called Life is Feudal. Yes, I have been watching Life is Feudal for years. Never played it, but I've been watching some videos and so forth. But from what I understand, Fim, Life is Feudal is much less. It has much less things that you can, it's less deep than Wurm, basically. From players that I've heard that have played both, they've said that that Wurm has a lot more to offer, actually. So I never bothered trying Life is Feudal. And I am doing good, thanks, Fim. Glad to hear you doing well also. So, this is crazy. This is crazy that we found Ebriel's place. I cannot believe the chances of finding, all these deeds of people that I know. What the hell? I just want to get a good gander before we move on. Fat champion tortoise. Quite the zoo he has, quite the zoo. What a crazy coincidence. And Fim, you're saying that it's less deep. You heard the MMO part of Life is Feudal is quite toxic. Oh, I see. And what direction are we actually going in right now? I would like to go south. Oh, this is going west. Okay. And actually, yes, south is where we need to go. So let's go west a little bit, but then turn south as soon as we can. Because we have to start heading back to the ship, actually. And this is south now, isn't it? Yes. And wasn't Life is Feudal, Fim? I do believe it is. It's PvP there, isn't it? Destination Wanderlust Fair, Hilf's Harbor. Oh, this is this place that we bumped into earlier, just from the other side, I think. Okay, I think I know where we are now. Oh, there's the little house. The little island house. Okay. So actually, we can go this way still, and then... Is this going east now? Yes. Let's go east a little bit and then south because we came along the shoreline. I don't want to go through that same area again. Maybe we'll go down through the forest here. And you think the reason why Wurm Online isn't toxic is because it takes a lot of time and investment. So only the serious non-toxic players stick around. That could be Fim. And thank you so much for the follow, Marked. And glad to hear that you're gonna give Wurm another chance. Maybe one of these days we'll see you in Wurm Online as well. But any Wurm is good Wurm as far as I'm concerned. And yeah, so what I do in Wurm Unlimited myself is, like I was saying, I have that private server where I do tests, like design tests, and play around with like different things. But then I'm also working on another server that I'm going to make public one of these days, which is based on the Ultima Online map called Ultima Nostalgia. I just need to continue working on it. What is that over there? I think it's a guard. Oh, another troll. Old troll. Welcome back, Madnath. I don't know. Some people think I'm toxic. By some people, I mean one person says Madnath. And Marked, you were online, but you saw so many servers. Maybe you meant in Wurm Unlimited, though. You're talking about Wurm Unlimited servers, right? Yeah, there's a lot of like player servers, and you don't know what kind of things they all offer. Yeah, I'm talking about the MMO, like so Marked, just to be very clear here, just in case we're talking about different things. So I'm talking about Wurm Online that can only be downloaded from this website. So I'm not talking about the Steam version. So the online versions you see in Wurm Unlimited, they're player servers. Hello, Weary Bard. Nice to see you. How are you doing tonight? Oh, we already were here. Okay. I don't want to explore these same areas again, so let's just go back up to that big road and head a little bit more west, I think. I mean east, I should say. No, Mark, this is Wurm Online. This is the MMO version. So this is run by the official Wurm team. You play Wurm Unlimited, and the only people who run servers there are just normal players. And then they make different settings for the different servers. This is different. So this is the original Wurm. And then Wurm decided at some point that they will offer you know, like this standalone experience. So Wurm Online was the original. It was first released in 2006. Then at some point they decided to make Wurm Unlimited on Steam, so players would be able to make their own servers. And you're doing well, Weary Bard? Listening to me while you're working. Oh, may I ask, Weary Bard, what kind of work you do? And of course, feel free not to say if you don't feel like it. And you're also working JCast. And what do you do, if you don't mind me asking? So Weary Bard, you're senior project manager for a broadcast communications company. I see. And project manager, oh my gosh. That is a lot of work and a lot of responsibility. And JCast, you're a web developer. I see. Yeah, like web development is certainly a different world from when I first started making web pages back in the mid 90s, and I was just like coding basic HTML, and I think we might have even talked about this sometime earlier. I am completely out of the loop on how to create web pages these days. Whenever I make web pages, I just do the old school like HTML tags still. And Psychosis, you're just enjoying a day off work. Finally. Oh, nice. Lots of roads on Independence, guys. That's the one thing I'm learning about Independence. Lots and lots of roads crisscrossing all over the place. I think what we'll do is we'll turn right here. Or maybe we'll turn right already here. Because I'm assuming I'm now facing southwest. Let's see. Southeast, southeast, yes, southeast. So let's start going in this direction back south. So we get back to our ship. I just want to see if there's anything interesting out here. And JCast, you too, you have had to adapt with partial success. Oh my gosh, so you also come from the old school days of web design and web programming, if you can call it programming. And you had to learn all the new ways. I never got around to doing that because I then moved on to the game industry. So I had to focus on other things, but I'm glad that I can still remember all the tags, the old school tags though, that I still have the ability to set up a website. Like for instance, my Wurm website, for instance, is just like your everyday, like normal old school tags. And of course, it looks old school as well. That's for sure. You know, it doesn't accommodate mobile or anything like that. But it's nice to be able to make your own websites. If you wanna make something, you have the power to do that. You started doing in the 90s as well. Nice. So we were both there when it first started. Man, business was booming back in the 90s. If you knew how to make a website, and like when companies just first started creating like corporate websites, oh my gosh. I mean, back in the mid 90s, most companies didn't even have a website, and they were only then like awakening to the fact that, hey, maybe we need our own like domain and website. And I think a lot of companies were kind of dismissive of the whole thing, just thinking it's like some kind of fad. And it took a long time for some companies to actually get around to making their own corporate website. And now you think about it, and it's like, of course, every single company has a website. I mean, it's like a given. It's like absolutely self-evident, you know? But back then, they had to be kind of convinced that, yeah, you do need a website. This is going to be a big thing. Oh my gosh, we have not been here yet, that's for sure. That's an interesting combination of stone brick. I'm assuming that's stone brick, and then using the pottery tiles. Huh, interesting combination in this city. So they've used the same theme throughout. They've got the stone brick going on with the pottery, and everything is matching. It looks pretty cool, actually, to have everything matching like that. So what is this place called? And I know that little goblin is going to attack me any moment. So we are now in KatsPurr Keep. KatsPurr Keep. Now, how fitting is that? KatsPurr, KatsPurr. Let's get rid of this little guy. Yeah, we got him now. Everyone needs a website now. A new one every couple of years, yeah. And Fim wonders if the term webmaster is still used. Oh, we could check if he has a recipe. Oh, he went under the... No, there he is. Oh, I wouldn't have been able to loot him anyway, because we're on a deed. But yeah, I really like the... It's sort of very neat and tidy to have this very sort of controlled look and feel. They've decided, this person has decided, I'm going to use wood, brick, stone brick, and then pottery brick. And that's going to be the theme of this city. Can we actually get in? No, it's locked. But yeah, it looks pretty nice. And to have the bridge matching like that. And I do believe that my ship is somewhere parked. Where is my ship parked, by the way? Because I don't remember seeing this bridge, actually. Or is it over there? Well, let's go over the bridge and see what's on the other side. We're in no hurry. So JCast says that Webmaster is still used, but not as much as it used to be. I see. Yeah, I think my ship is actually... It's probably over there. That's probably that connection point that we probably went under this bridge. I just don't remember it all. Ooh, let's go check this place out. That looks like a fancy schmancy place. These cedar hedges are also really nice looking. That was a great improvement when they made, when they brought those new hedge types. I have to say. So what do we have over here? Just a random storage room. Some stables. Oh no! The horse's enchanted grass has run out. Let's go have a look here first before we go to over to the island. Oh, there's like a really long, a huge tunnel in there. I feel like going to check that out actually. But let's go see the island first, and then we'll come back here. So what's the name of this place anyhow? This is the village of Nostalgia Commons. And I wonder if this island has been man-made, or whether there was some kind of starting bit of land to begin with. It kind of looks like it would be man-made, though. I wonder if the doors are open. No, they are locked. Locked tight. Oh, well. We can go have a look at the harbor a little bit, or like, I guess there must be a sidewalk around. Got a few ships here. Some champion animals. And what's this place called, by the way? This is also the village of Nostalgia. Okay. So is this like a... Oh, they even have a troll in there. What the heck? I think the trolls, weren't they, that you had to dominate them or something with... Was it with a priest? I'm not quite sure. To be able to put one in a cage like that. That's actually the first time I've ever seen a troll in a cage in this game. Like, I knew that you could take control of them somehow, but I just don't know the mechanics of that. And I've heard that you can also get them to pull carts as well. I've never actually seen that in action though. So let's see what's over on this side. Some more ships. Well, the place seems locked up, so we're gonna go check out that tunnel now. I really like the look of these obelisks, by the way. I have yet to build one myself. It's always been a dream of mine to build one of these obelisks one of these days. I do have like starter obelisks that I can't remember now. Did I purchase them off a vendor somewhere? So they haven't been like fully built yet, obviously, but it's just like the starting bit of it, so that I could apparently if I just place it on the ground and I start adding the materials, I could actually build the obelisk, but it would just take forever. The doors are locked. So marble tunnel. I'm assuming we're facing south now. Let me check. South, yes. Katz's old navigation skills. Navigation skills are up to par, it seems. Haven't lost my mind as far as navigation is concerned yet. I wonder what the design decision was to have like 2 slate tiles and then 1 marble tile. Is the idea perhaps that this is like for wagons and this is for pedestrians? I'm not sure. Okay, so this turns over to the west. But very neatly done. Very precise. And I guess we can turn off that map as well. Get that out of the way. You know what's weird, by the way, guys? This highlight, I could swear that back in the day, you could actually like mouse over tiles that were much farther away than what you can do these days. I wonder if it was a setting that was changed at some point in the game. Because I would often, what I would do just to see, like in quotation marks, see what was up ahead, is I would mouse over like the tunnel walls to see when it ended or if there's any monsters up ahead. But the highlight seems to end, or is it just lag? Let me just let the server catch up a bit. No, it's actually, maybe they optimized the game so that you're only able to see up to a lesser amount of tiles these days. I'm not sure. But we finally got out the other end. And let's see where we are now. I'm totally gonna get lost over here, I'm pretty sure. So there's a tiny little lake here. I'm surprised that somebody hasn't, a newbie hasn't built a house next to that lake. If I would have been a newbie and I would have seen that little pond sort of without understanding, because when you first start Wurm, of course, you don't yet have the, I mean, you understand that you can terraform, but you don't quite understand at that point yet that you literally can change the world to anything you like. You literally can create a lake or a mountain if you wanted to. So as a newbie, not quite realizing that, I would have probably seen a little pond like that and I would have been like, man, I want to build a house right here. My own private pond, yay. That's what I would have thought. Let's go up here and see what we have. Just lots of roads on Independence. Like, this is the thing that I just keep on seeing. Roads crisscrossing all over the place. It's like a huge, you know what I feel like doing, guys? I feel like looking at the community map. Let's see, do we have the community map here for Indy? Oh. I want to see those roads on the... Oh, it's an anaconda. I think I should be able to do just fine against an anaconda. Oh, I'm completely out of stamina, though. Okay, let me just get up to the top here first. I'm completely thirsty and all sorts of things. And actually, I think I'll just move on. Can't be bothered with that anaconda, to be quite honest. Yeah, and I already outran it. There it's slithering over there in the background. What was I gonna do? Oh yes, let's see. Independence. Independence community map. Let's just make sure. So I wonder if Independence has the same type of map as Xanadu does. Does anyone know? Let's see if it's here actually. Does Independence have one here? No. So one with, you know, the actual, like, what I would like to see is the Isologic version of Independence. But is this the only community map that exists of Independence, or... Huh. Hello there, Lunda. 10, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I don't know, but, and I'm not sure like how updated this is, but you can even see from this thing that, look at the huge amounts. So, the huge amounts of all these little roads. Lots and lots and lots of roads. So, okay, so that was the castle that was actually locked up. And now we just went through this tunnel, it seems. We've just come out the tunnel and we're going south. But you can see all these little black lines, tons and tons of little roads all over the place. And this is perfect. We'll go down here and go back over. My ship is parked over here, and that'll be a perfect ending to the stream. Hello, Buddha. Nice to see you. How are you doing? And that has a map dump link on there. Okay, thank you very much. Independence map dump release 2018 December. Let's have a look, see. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So, but Buddha, since you're here, would you happen to know whether or not Retro has a deed here on Independence? Because you know what happened? We were just exploring somewhere in this area. I forget, maybe somewhere around here. And I found a deed where there was somebody called Dragon something something. Let me see if I still have it in my local. Dragonessa, I think it was. Oh god, I hate when this happens. Come on, UI. Oh my gosh, the UI is now hidden. There we go. Let me see. Oh, that's the event. Dragonell. That wouldn't happen to be Joel, would it? And he has a place somewhere around there, does he? And I just, like, quite by mistake, I found the place, and I was like, this person called Dragonell was saying that it's Archie's deed, and I was like, what? I was so confused, because we were just looking for, like, a mailbox. I had no idea. He lives there, and then we were wondering here on the stream whether Dragonell is actually Joel. We were so confused. Am I going south? I should be going south. Oh yes, I meant to look at that community map actually. So yes, south. Good, good, good. Let's just look at this again. So look at this, guys. Look at all of that. You know, when we were going along the land here, and I was just exclaiming how many little roads and how many little terraformed like areas there are. I mean, you look at this thing and no wonder. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if that's like a... I wonder if this here, can I... yeah, I can still zoom in a little bit with the control and the middle mouse. That looks weird. What the hell is that? I wonder if that's somebody's plantation, like a... their grape fields or something like that. 1 second, guys. Yeah, we saw a bright red sign there that said sorry. And we were just like, what the hell is this? I mean, I don't know, it's weird. So I think we need to now start going along this diagonal one, and then we'll reach the end of that that mountain and then turn left. Oh, and it looks like the oak. Oh no, you don't, troll. I am not going to deal with you. Look, the oak. Are they called oak nuts, or what are these called that grow in the oak tree? But they seem to be in season as well as the maple syrup. Okay. And let me think now. Hold on. So there is this body of water. I'm wondering now. Let me just look at the map. I'm not going to cheat by looking at the community map. Okay, I think what we're seeing here is probably the beginning of that right there. I'm assuming we are here right now. So we need to get back to our ship, which is over here. I think we need to go east from here. Let's go along this big road. That'll probably take us for sure. Speaking of decoration piles, by the way, Buddha, would you happen to know, like, if you have a pile of decorations and it has its own, like, 3D image of a pile like that, will that decay? Because sometimes you would want to use that as like actually like a decorative element. Sometimes you want a pile of something just to give a little bit of flavor to your interior decoration. And I've always wondered, I haven't like dared to try, but I've always wondered whether a pile like that would start to decay or not. I'm guessing though that if a decoration doesn't decay on its own, a pile of it won't decay either. That it would probably follow the same rule set regardless if it's a pile or not. Right, Buddha. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I thought as much. And yes, indeed we do miss you, Buddha, we do. It's good to see you. I hope things are well. I have to say that that when you let me think now. I think your title was it producer, and then also you did code for Wurm. But you were, however, like it was your leadership that I felt started to make Wurm go in the right direction. So I'm really sad that things sort of went down as they did. I would have absolutely loved to see you continuing with Wurm and any place that you go to next, they're going to be lucky people. I think we're just gonna go on a little adventure here and try and get down this mountain. Oh, might have to walk here. I think you, Buddha, started to take Wurm finally into like a more professional direction. I mean, you know, of course, that I have been working in game development for many years, so I'm used to how like big companies do things in game productions, and it really felt like, okay, now we're finally getting into like a more professional way of doing things. So I, for one, really felt sad that things went like they did. Okay, we got down alive. That's a miracle. And I'm trying to figure out now is... I think I'm a bit lost, actually. Hold on. Oh, hold on. Hold on. I think... this is probably where we are right now. So we need to go around here, I think. Oh, gosh. We're gonna get out of here. I'm not gonna deal with that stupid spider. I do believe that we just need to go around this part, and then we'll find my ship over there. If my navigation senses are working at all right now. So Buddha, you are still doing bits and pieces for your Wurm Unlimited server. Whenever you get the urge for worm code, when you get the urge for worm code, that sounds, it sounds, what's the word? When a person sort of like, what's the word when somebody tortures themselves? Masochistic. That sounds masochistic. Yeah, it must be nice to be able to do whatever you want on your own server and do everything that you might have felt that your hands were tied with Wurm Online. So, what is which server is owned by you, Buddha? What is the server called? And Buddha is working on large-scale events at the moment. You had written plans for cartography and alchemy, so you might eventually bring that to Wurm Unlimited. Ah, that's right, Kangaboo. That's right. I remember when Retro was doing a stream. I think Retro was doing a stream from your server one time. There was some kind of player event and there was this gorgeous arena. In fact, the arena was so gorgeous that I think I took some screenshots. Let me just check. I think I might have actually taken some screenshots because I found it so inspirational. Let me see. Wurm Online. Inspiration. Arena. Yes. Is this from your server? There it is. There's our retro. You kiss Buddha. Oh my gosh. I was just looking at, oh my gosh, look at that. Like, it's just like a real stadium. That's what inspired me, that I didn't even know you could get something to look like an actual stadium. So I took a screenshot as inspiration. The Easter event, that's right, that's right. I think that was when you guys were testing out the new, like, fighting abilities or something like that. Or was that, maybe that was just something that you guys had only on that server, I'm not sure. But this could be actually shallow enough. Yeah, it's shallow enough to actually ride here. Because the horse is actually just walking. At least partially. It's funny how when there's shallow water, the horse is gonna somehow do these little pauses once in a while. There we go. Oh, that's just a Kangaboo thing, those fighting abilities that you guys were testing. I see, I see. I see. But yeah, what a beautiful, like, arena area that was. My goodness. My jaw was just, like, hanging open. Oh, another troll. Can't be bothered. So, if my spidey sense is working, we should be... This should be this peninsula right here. And once we get around this area, I should be able to see my ship. We'll see if I am correct or not. Anything in the coffin? Nope. No bodies, no skulls. And could that potentially... No, that's not my ship. Indie Party is what that ship is called. I think I'm correct, guys. I think I'm correct. That there's the There's a bridge, should be a bridge right here, and then we'll cross that and my ship is going to be right there. So that was a nice little round trip. Yep, there's the bridge. So, Buddha, technically the base for the AI changes that you eventually got into Wurm Online for the Valray and Rift mobs. Oh, I see. And there is my ship, guys. Okay, I think that was just a great little little tour. So, just as a recap of what happened today, the marker landed on this little spot here on Independence today. It was our first Wurm Roulette visit to Independence. I'm so glad we got Independence because, as you can see from these blue circles, we have been going over and over again to Xanadu, Deliverance, Celebration, Pristine, Exodus. So I've really been waiting a long time for us to get the marker to land on Independence or Release. And yeah, we sailed from southern Xanadu, crossed the server border with our ship, came through here, parked the ship right here, went for a walk along this area. We actually walked all the way over here, apparently we found Retro's deed and also Ebriel's deed. Then we crossed the, I think it was around here. We crossed a bridge, then came around this area back to the ship. So that was a nice little exploration of this area. Saw a lot of cool places, and just, yeah, I always do love seeing the scenery of Independence. I don't know what it is about this server, but somehow just the shape of the land is so beautiful. Okay, so I'm gonna just get my horse prepared for our trip back home and gonna wrap up the stream now. I'm gonna thank you all so much for hanging out with us tonight, going on this journey with me. I hope you all have a great rest of your week. Sometime later this week, I will absolutely be streaming Red Dead Redemption at some point, and also I'm starting a new series of streams playing Craft the World, and I'm going to be streaming some of that as well later on this week. So, guys, let me just quickly see if there's anything here in the chat before I go, and also let's see if there's anyone we should raid also. Oh, we could go and raid Nasiwa. Nasiwa is playing some worms, so let's go raid Nasiwa, but I'll just check the chat quickly before we go. So Madnath was asking Buddha how the metal transmutation is gonna work. And Buddha says some kind of high-level potion or combination of potions needed that you apply to an existing metal item to change the material without touching anything else. And I'm guessing that is on Kangawu only. So you could turn a high-end iron item into Serral or something. Sounds interesting. And it sounds pretty much like what you wanted, Madnath. And now you feel sad. Oh... And you doubt it'll ever be a thing in Wurm Online. Yes, and thank you, Madnath, for the lovely pelt. That's the best pelt I've ever owned in the game, like ever. I've never actually had an enchanted pelt in Wurm. So thank you so much for that. And still waiting on Shenmue. Yeah, maybe one of these days. Maybe one of these days. Okay, guys, have a good night. Talk to you all very soon. We will now go and raid Nasiwa. And let me just make sure I get the name written correctly. Nasiwa 1967.